What's going on, everybody? Good evening. It's 7:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, April the 26th, 2021. This is episode 109 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. My name's Dave McRae from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. He's Tony Michael in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight, we're watching Friday the 13th, Part 2. It's the 40th anniversary of the movie, the 40th anniversary of Jason. Really, if you really think about it from a certain point of view, ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
We are live!
I was able to get it in there. We are live.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Episode 109 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Yes, this is not deja vu. Didn't Tony and Dave watch this movie already? We did. Back in March of 2020 on episode 60. We did.
We did it last March.
That's right. But there have been 49 movies since then. And
well, it's like you pointed out. I mean, not only is this the anniversary of this particular movie, but this is 40 years of Jason's legacy. I know he's in the first film. Chat room, don't jump on me. I get it. He's in there for like 10 seconds. But you know what I mean? Like Jason as we know it, and the character that eventually he becomes as the series evolves. I mean, it's hard not to come back to this and celebrate that. And, you know, obviously it's my favorite Friday the 13th.
It's a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah, of the whole franchise. But yeah, it was just, you know, when a number like this comes up, you got to go back to it and just have some fun with it. So yeah, I know some people will be like, "You guys do this already?"
No, but it's a good point.
We always can go back to the sack.
Go back. It's all about the sack. Okay, if it wasn't for the sack, none of us would be here.
That's true.
So it's true. I mean, really, at the end of the day, we owe a lot to the sack, and I'm just saying that we owe everything to the sack. Really,
I think we owe everything to what's that movie called? The other horror film from the 70s that had the 2-eye sack.
The bird.
Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Oh, that. I think
isn't that where they got the idea of the sack from?
I don't know.
Because they mention it in Crystal Lake Memories, the documentary.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if that's
Maybe
like
they
legit
Maybe they did.
or not.
They did. It's the sack, and it's the one-eyed sack. I'm telling you,
that's the part of it that makes it the best for me. It's just that one eye. It's like,
but that can be interpreted
one hole.
Well, because it's a penis, right? It's a sack with a penis, and that's what I'm saying. We owe everything. We owe this computer right now to the sack. I mean, if it wasn't for the sack, people would have been born to make this computer and YouTube. It all goes back to the sack. No, but I think it's a good point that you make, and that, I mean, yes, for all intents and purposes, as I always say, you know, Jason was in the original, so technically, you know, the 40th anniversary was last year, but he was, as you said, Tony, really at the end of the day,
his legacy begins now.
His legacy begins now. That's right. Yeah. His legacy began in 1981 with Friday the 13th Part 2. And you know what? If
it was just that one movie, he's an afterthought. He's nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not. It's Mrs. Voorhees.
That's
it. That's it.
That's he's a footnote at the end of the movie. I mean that you're 100% bang on.
I think Victor Miller even said that he really had no there was no plans for him. Jason did not exist in his writing of the original movie.
That's right. 100%. Yeah. No, it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was just a jump scare at the end of the movie. You know, it wasn't necessarily setting up a sequel. It was. You know, it was just what it was what it was. But here we are, Friday the 13th Part 2, our second time watching this, and you know, maybe we'll do this with other movies too. If it
well, you got to believe when Halloween turns 45, we're probably going to do it.
Well, still got 45. A couple of years to go on that.
What's that? How many more on that? How many more years you got on that? 2?
Oh, well, 2 more years. On
2 more years.
Yeah. 2023 it'll be 45 years.
That's not even that long when you think about it.
No, it's only a couple of years. It's only a couple of years from now. It's only a couple of years from now.
Jamie Lee will come back for Halloween 60.
Yeah, that's what she'll be back. She'll be back. I'm watching this movie off of YouTube. I am paused 3 seconds in with the old school Paramount logo on the screen. The stars around the mountain. It doesn't say Paramount Pictures yet, but that's where I am. So the stars are around the mountain. No words yet. Pause 3 seconds into the movie. That's where you are.
Same on iTunes, but yeah, it's probably the same.
All right.
Because there's no director's cut of this yet.
I don't think so. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we get the nice Harry Manfredini opening music. The first two films, I love obviously I love the score of the first two films. Afterwards, it gets a little kind of pornography-ish. Some of the opening music.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's right. We got the opening here with good old Ellen Lutter, the costume designer.
Now this is actually
that's not her.
No, that's not her.
It's the kid.
But the Jason, when he steps into the puddle, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not a woman?
Yeah,
body?
That's Ellen Lutter.
Ellen Lutter.
She's the costume designer for the film.
Right.
And it's the only time Jason was played by a woman in this franchise. It's only her feet. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
fascinating though, is it? There it is.
Right here.
There it is. Fascinating.
And it doesn't even look like she's wearing the sack or the overalls. It looks like she's just wearing jeans.
It does. It does kind of look like that.
Of course, we know Jason. He likes to change clothes.
He does. He likes to change. He stops off at Macy's and changes his clothes.
Or from clothing lines.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? I totally believe this, because I would imagine that these are probably men's jeans, obviously, and men's boots.
But she did great. Even though she's just walking, I believe it's Jason.
I believe it's a dude. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. That's a great trivia question.
Adrienne King here, she totally improvised all this. This was not scripted. None of this. They told her, okay, you're having a dream, roll around the bed.
Right.
The dialogue that she has on the phone with her mom, she totally according to her on Crystal Lake Memories, she improvised all this.
Interesting.
Well, not this, but
no, I get you. Yeah, I got you.
That's my only. If I were to complain, if I had one complaint about this film, is I would have liked to have seen Adrienne King maybe have a moment where she passes the torch to Amy Steele, that she would have lived a little bit longer, maybe had gone back to the place, was at the counselor training center and all that. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Kind of like facing her demons, and then ultimately, meets her demise by Jason. And you have that passing of the torch between her and Amy. Yeah,
because it does seem weird that Jason is out of the woods and in this, urban sort of center going after Alice. I think it's sort of strange in some ways. It kind of departs from this idea that he lives stays in the remote area. Why is he... And how did he, like, all of a sudden he's in this, and where is this? Where's the distance? Where is she?
Is he walking like 1,000 miles here?
That's what I mean. Where is she?
And this is pre-technology, so how the hell is he finding her?
That's it. Where is she in relation to Crystal Lake?
Right.
Like, I mean, is she down the street in that town that we saw in the opening of the first movie? Is that where she is? Or is she like, on the other side of the country? I mean, and how did he get there and then back? Maybe he hitchhiked. Exactly. Maybe he hitchiked with the fucking Reverend from Halloween 4.
Yeah, I get that. I think it was because of a discrepant or just a dispute on what the agent was asking, and they were asking for too much for her. Which I understand, but I think sometimes these actresses, especially who are stars of horror films, if you're not a Jamie Lee Curtis, you might want to rethink what you're asking for. Because I think that's it. Again, if I were to complain, I would have liked to have seen Alice live a little bit longer, maybe get to the training facility, and you have this moment between her, maybe she saves Amy, whatever. I don't know.
Well, I think if you were to do it right, I think I would have Alice probably survive through most of the movie, and then
maybe the end,
or halfway through, and then there's this sort of symbolic passing of the torch to Ginny. Like maybe Alice and Ginny know each other, and Alice is, I don't know.
Ginny's trying to help her get back on track,
something
brings
like
her back
that.
up there, whatever,
right.
They're
and
friends.
Then maybe Alice dies by saving Ginny's life.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. A passing of the torch.
Right. Yeah. Something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. It does seem a little shoehorned in, like, kind of at the end of the day, why
it's just unfortunate because her character went through all of this in the first film, and then she just kind of she gets basically Rachel from Halloween 5. She does in essence, where Rachel survives all of Halloween 4, then Rachel gets the shaft in Halloween 5.
Yeah, and it almost feels like, why even, I mean, I know the reasons, but why even bother with this opening end? Like, do a recap of the first movie, that's fine.
Yeah, like what they're doing right now. Exactly.
Right. But why even have Allison King in it? Like, why even have this prologue where she's in her place and she's walking around and she, you know, runs into a cat and the kettle boils and all of a sudden Jason kills her? Why even, why even have that? Like, what's the point of even having that prologue? Why don't you just recap it and then start where you start after the prologue? You know what I mean? Like, I guess in some ways it's to show the audience what happened to Alice, but you could have done that through exposition. I mean, you could have done that through, you know, the girl that survived ended up dying, or she ended up dying under mysterious circumstances, or, you know, she went crazy. And you know what? Like, you don't need to show her, really. It almost feels, although then again, maybe that wouldn't have been as satisfying. Maybe they felt that if we show her dying, even though it feels shoehorned in, it'll somehow be satisfying, more satisfying for the audience rather than some throwaway line later. I mean, that's entirely possible. Yeah. But
I mean, I would put her probably like fourth or maybe third. Maybe fourth if I were to rank my final girls in this franchise.
She's my least favorite final girl.
Yeah, well, okay, let me rephrase that. From 1 through 7, because those are the only ones that I actually watch in the franchise.
That's true.
Because I don't really watch Manhattan or Hell or Jason in Space. But for the first 7 films, yeah, she's like about fourth-ish.
Yeah. But it would have been neat. Like, I think one of the things that was so... Of course, I guess you don't really see this in a lot of horror movies, but it would have been cool if to see Ginny and Alice together, like fighting together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then one of them dies, or maybe they both survive part 2, and then in part 3, Alice dies, and maybe she died. But then again, I'm thinking about actually constructing stories of Friday the 13th that have real depth to them. You know what I mean?
And of course, back then they weren't thinking of this shit.
That wasn't the goal, right? But if you wanted to allow your audience to have a little more emotional attachment to the stories and have consistency with the continuity, you would think about doing that. You would have Alice survive here, and maybe on the phone here she's talking to Ginny, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, we're getting the camp all set up and blah blah blah."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, that would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect. And she's like, "Listen, I don't know if I'm, you know, ready to do this."
Jenny's like, "Come on, Alice.
Come on, like, you know, it's been what, 5 years, or, you know, whatever the case is, and I just don't know, and, you know, whatever, and you know, we're introduced to Ginny that way, right? And then
that's actually pretty good. I like that.
I think so. I think that, but that's thinking really about, you know, building on the relationships of the characters.
But that's not even a deep thing. That's just like you said, it's a building relationships. You're introducing this new girl to the franchise.
That's right.
While you have your hero from the first film.
That's right.
And you're building off of that. Yeah. No, that would have been perfect.
Yeah. You build relationships to, who's that supposed to be anyway?
I don't know, but it's a cool drawing.
It is, but I wonder if it's supposed to be somebody. Like, is that supposed to be like, or is it just a cool drawing?
It's a cool drawing.
Because it doesn't look like...
Well, she is an artist, because if you remember in the first film to Steve Christie's going through her art book.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she is in real life, but her character is an artist.
Yeah. But yeah, I would have... again, we're seeing her sort of walk around and... Yeah,
all improvised. That phone call was all improvised, and there's no script. Yeah. So I'll give Adrienne King her due that she made me believe that was a written dialogue. Yeah. Of course, we get this breaking of the fourth wall thing in the shower.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. There's the yeah.
Like,
I know. And yeah, why is Jason in the burbs? Why?
Visiting Tom Hanks.
You know what? That would be a great... There's 2 great trivia questions here that you could throw out there and say, what Friday the 13th movie did a woman play Jason? Just say it like that. And in what movie was Jason in the burbs? People would be like, what? He was in space. He was, because like they wouldn't be thinking about this in that way. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, he is. He's in some fucking... Actually, it doesn't even look like the Burbs. It looks like he's in he's in like a neighborhood, in like South Central Chicago or something.
I mean, really, that is true.
It does. It doesn't even look like a Burbs. It looks like you go down the street and visit the Sears Tower. I mean, it's like, the fuck is he doing? What the hell is he doing here? I don't know.
Now, from my understanding too, what Adrian King said in the documentary is that the ice pick or yawling, whatever it is, that she gets stabbed with. I can't remember if it's an ice pick or I forget what that tool is called, a yawling. I have that tool because I use it for one of my shoots.
I always saw it as an ice pick. Wait, put your headphones in.
It's this thing here.
Yeah, it's something like that. I always saw it as a.
Is that a nice pick?
Now, here's the thing. Is Jason's mother's head really in the fridge? Or do you think it's her imagination? Because
I think it's her imagination.
Jason would have had to have carried her mother's
all the way
head,
there. Right.
All the way into this apartment, to this house, excuse me, and put it in the refrigerator and then carry it all the way back to the camp.
That's some
dedication, man.
But anyways, right, the pick, whatever it is, that was used here, didn't retract when it went into. It was a real one.
Oh wow!
That's according to her.
According to her, it didn't retract. So why is she alive today? What?
Well, I mean, they realized it as it was starting.
There she is. Oh my God, the mother's head. Oh no! Oh, there you go. Oh.
You notice how they cut it?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Because it didn't retract.
Yeah.
So
was it supposed to retract and it just didn't?
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, Jason's also going to take the tea kettle off the stove so that it stops.
Yeah, he's taking the tea kettle off the stove. It's like a funny, yeah. Part 2. Why is he there? Why is Jason in the city?
80s horror film. Gotta love it.
You do.
You gotta suspend your.
Hang on, we gotta hear this fucking music here. Yes.
Good old Harry Manfredini.
Love that fucking shit, man. You know what? Those are my favorite Friday the 13th movies. Is the stuff. Love that, and you get that in the first like 3 or 4 Friday the 13th movies, and then they don't do it after that. Like after 4, it might have even been hardly in 4. Certainly it's in the first like 2 or 3, but then it and then like the I know it's kill ma ma ma, but obviously it sounds like ch 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 ha ha ha, and when you hear like ch 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 like the best version of that is in 1 and 2 and 3. By the time you get to like 7 or 8 or whatever, it's like,
yeah,
it's like some weird hybrid. It's like somebody's getting techno with it or something. It's like, it just doesn't work for me. The best Friday the 13th music and the, kill, ma, 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 that, which obviously sounds like cha 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 ha ha, is in the first few films for sure. Especially that first movie, man, when Mrs. Voorhees opens the door into the cabin and you see the kids there and you hear that. It's like, it's eerie. It's eerie as fuck. It's great. Love it.
There's Jeff and Sandra. I fucking love that pickup truck.
It's a great pickup truck. You should get it. You should fucking get it.
I wish. The thing with old vintage pickup trucks like that, as cool as it would be to own one, it would be a fucking gas guzzler.
Oh yeah.
And sure. 2, it costs an arm and a leg to maintain it.
Yep.
You need money to have like.
I feel so sorry for who's this actress here? Her name.
I don't remember her. I know her character's name is Sandra, but I also know she went through some serious shit too in life. Like
I was just gonna say that she looks pretty rough right now. And
is she still alive? I thought she died.
No, I think she's still alive.
She's still alive?
I think so. And I don't say this. I'm not trying to be mean when I say this. It's just she has been through some very difficult things in her life, and she looks like she's been through some very difficult things in her life. Yeah. Like she has not aged well. And I say that with the utmost respect. Of course, there are obviously reasons for it. You know, and she always reminds me, her in this movie reminds me of a girl I went to, and I haven't seen her in like 20 something years. She was just a girl in my classes. Her name was, I don't know if her last name is still this, because obviously, especially for women, as you know, they get older and get married, obviously it's likely they change their names. But her name in high school, I believe, was Tanya Lukowitz. Tanya Lukowitz, if you're watching, hello, haven't seen you in like 20 something years. But this girl always reminds me of her. Always reminds me of
Sandra?
Tanya Lukowitz. Yep, Sandra always reminds me of a girl. She was in she was in my classes, like my science class. You know, she was a school friend. Not anybody I hung out with outside of school, but somebody who, you know, is in your class and maybe you do a project with, or you see at lunch, or you see in the halls and you wait, you know, that kind of thing. Just somebody you know in school. And she was a nice girl. She always wore a backpack everywhere she went. And this girl, Sandra here, reminds me of Tanya Lukowitz. So Tanya, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world.
According to Chevrolet.com, Hans Gruber, it is a Chevy K10 that Jeff drove in Friday the 13th Part 2. That is the truck that says online right now. I knew it was a Chevy because I saw the thing on the side there. Because the K10... of the old school Chevy pickup trucks like that, of the box, those are my favorites.
Yeah.
It was actually a 1977 Chevy K10 Cheyenne is the...
How the hell did Jason get back to the camp? I'm telling you, he hitched a ride with the Reverend from Halloween 4.
He did.
That's what he did.
He thumbed across.
Yes, so
thumbed across America.
So Halloween 4 and Friday the 13th 2 are in the same universe, but not any of the other movies. just those
We're
two.
hybriding movies now.
Yes, we are. We can choose which movies are connected and which movies are not connected. I'm telling you right now, Friday 2, Halloween 4, that's it. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, and there's the Chevy logo there right on the front of the truck, too.
Yep. The Big Bobber's in the chat room. Hello, baby.
Yeah, you can definitely see it now next to Sandra, the Chevy logo.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could get that truck.
Yeah.
And get what, 2 miles to the gallon?
Yeah.
If that. Oh, this is when she finds...
Big Bopper says Lisa Robin Kelly. No, that's not her.
Yep, that's the Crystal Lake sign. That I remember watching the original, maybe it was with you, that I saw it like after all these years of watching it, that it's posted onto the tree.
Right.
You see it for like a split second when Mrs. Voorhees and Annie drive past the campground. And I never noticed it before. I always thought that this movie was the first introduction of that Camp Crystal Lake sign.
Oh, I see. No, it's not. And I always thought that this movie took place at Crystal Lake, but it doesn't. It takes place at a camp over or something like that. But it's on the same lake.
Well, it's on the same lake, but it's just, you know.
Right.
Well, and that's the reality of a lake. And that's what I liked about Part 2 is that, you know, they expanded the lake, kept it on a lake because, you know, a lake can, you know, like the lakes, like where I shoot my Jason pictures, that fucking lake is huge.
Yes. And
there's a lot to that lake that, you know, in different areas to the lake. And I believe that Jason would cover all grounds, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
If he got tired in one area, go over to another area.
I feel so, I'm just looking at pictures of Marta Kober or Cobber. Marta Kober or Cobber. I'm not sure how you say her last name. Yeah, Marta.
That's Sandra.
That's Sandra. I'm looking at photos over here. It breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. Like it's just it breaks my heart.
It's unfortunate, you know.
She
I can
had
tell
a rough life. She was such a cute, like, you know. Yeah, she was such a good-looking girl, you know, and but oh man, my heart just breaks at the, and looks aside. I mean, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you get yourself into the shit that she's gotten yourself into, I mean, it's going to make anybody look horrible. And
Well, I can tell you from personal experience,
just breaks my heart.
I lost my cousin. I lost 3 cousins
Yeah.
to drug overdose.
Yeah.
3. I mean, like, to lose 1 was bad. To lose 2 was bad. To lose now, because it just, my uncle, he was my, he basically was my cousin, because my uncle and my step aunt, they've been married now for like 40 years. So he was basically a cousin, just not by blood. He died over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we got the news
now
from my mom.
I don't know how old this photo is. I'll just show our viewers briefly, just so they have context of what we're talking about. Again, we can talk about this maturely. We're not making fun of her. We're just, we're talking about this as, it's the facts are the facts. But just
I'm having a moment right now.
Just to give our viewers the perspective of what I'm talking about. I'll show you what I mean. And whether she looks like this at this very moment, I don't know. I don't know if she's cleaned herself up or not. So I'd love to have an updated photo of her, and perhaps she has, and I hope wherever she is, she's doing well.
I'm having a moment.
What's going on?
I'm having a moment.
What's going on in the movie? I'm totally missing it. Oh, Ginny has arrived. Look at you.
I'm playing me some Crimson and Clover while I see Ginny.
There you go. There you go.
My girl.
There you go. Here we go. Here's what she looked like. I don't know how many years ago, but this is what she looked like here. And this is a mugshot of her, obviously, when she was arrested for something. There's a number of photos that are very similar to this online. I just hope wherever she is in the world that she's better and that she's received the help that she needs. Because at the end of the day, it's about life, right? And hopefully she's been able to find peace and the help that she needs. But she has had a rough life. She has had a rough life, as you can see. So shout out to Marta, and hopefully she's doing well. Friday the 13th alum.
Here you are. We're going to get copyright strike.
Oh, doesn't matter. We can't make money off these videos anyway because YouTube fucking hates it. Yeah.
Dreamweaver, by the way, Corey, I think it was Corey who said that earlier. Dreamweaver, I saved that for Nev. Nev gets Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
Jeannie gets Crimson and Clover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she had a rough time. But let's see.
And Rachel from Halloween 4 gets You Shook Me All Night Long.
There's Paul. Oh, Paul, I give you all. No keys, but please, my Paul. Oh, wait, wrong movie. Wrong Paul.
You never know. Did Paul maybe leave?
Ooh,
Paul, we never see Paul in the original Halloween.
Wait
maybe
a
he was
minute.
so distraught by Annie's death.
That's true. That's true.
Crystal Lake to become a head counselor trainer.
That's true. So we are talking about. Ooh, that is true. We are talking about a. So Friday the 13th 2, Halloween 4, and Halloween 1 are interconnected.
Yes,
they are.
Hans Gruber. What song does Paul get? Well, for messing with Jenny, Mama said knock you out.
Mama said knock you out.
A little
That's what it
LLPJ.
is. That's what it is.
Messing with my girl.
That's it. No, this is the Paul from Halloween 1. Well, Annie died. Paul moved on.
He moved on. He was distraught. He was just.
He died. He was distraught. He moved away from Haddonfield. He started a summer camp. Fell in love with a woman named Ginny. I mean, this is the same Paul from the original Halloween, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
That's it. That's what it is. Jenny.
I do like this speech that he gives about Jason. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
a little long, but it's good.
Well, I think what it is that it's when they're
explaining why Jason is
right, and it's a fine line between showing and not telling, and what they're doing here essentially is that they are giving exposition. They use the excuse of the campfire to tell a camp story, and that camp story,
which is cool,
is exposition exactly. But depending on the nuance of it's all in Paul's performance. If the performance comes across that, it sounds like he's explaining, it sounds like it's exposition, or it sounds like he's, then it can come across as very sort of
like the throwaway line in Halloween 2018 about the sibling thing.
Well, 100%. And the whole thing, it can sound very contrived and very, like, forced. Oh, in case you didn't know, here it is.
But like you said, it was perfect. And, I've never even thought about, this is why sometimes it's great to go back and see things. I never thought of it as the whole sitting around a campfire at a camp telling, like a scary story. But yeah, that's true. I mean, that is true.
That's what he's doing. And it's all in the nuance of his performance. It's where he pauses. It's when he takes a moment. It looks like he's thinking, right? He's not looking at anybody else. He's sort of staring off into the fire. Right. And then he looks up a little bit and he's kind of seeing if anybody's paying attention. It's all in the performance. It's as if you want it to sound like he is, that the words he's speaking are the words that he's thinking the words as if he thought them himself. And that he's not giving exposition. And then you have the scare here,
you know what I mean? Which is actually even cool, It adds to that, like, it's just, it's only legend. It's just a story,
That's right. That's right. But it's a smart way to get exposition and fast. But whether it's believable and comes across as exposition or forced exposition. I mean, exposition's not bad in and of itself, but we're talking about like forced exposition that just kind of tells you what's happening or going on because they can't show you. And it doesn't come across that way at all, which is great. And that's in his performance.
It's true. The one thing too that this movie does very well, which is very hard to do, like they did in the first film, is you don't see Jason until almost the end of the film. Mm-hmm. They keep him, you see him here and there. You see his hands when he kills Alice at the beginning. He chokes out our buddy here in a a little bit. You're all doomed, Crazy Ralph. You don't see him; you just see his hands. This dude, he gets it with the upside down machete.
I know.
See, those little things I love about these old 80 films. It's mistakes like that we can look back on now, and it's kind of the charm of the era. Today you couldn't get away with that shit. Today, if you did that, you'd be crucified.
It's true.
Fucking idiots don't know how to make a movie.
The actor in the wheelchair, was he really a person in a wheelchair or no?
No, he was not. And what's her name?
People would lose their minds today.
The girl that he was involved with in the movie, she had like the hots for him, but he was gay in real life.
Oh,
okay. And he was not in a wheelchair.
He's got probably one of the best kills in the entire franchise.
It's my second favorite kill in all of horror after what's her name being number one.
He's got because it's not just the moment of impact.
It's the whole sequence of it.
It's the fact that he falls backwards down the stuff.
Yeah, and then you get the zoom in of it.
Oh yeah, it's great shit. It's great shit.
He's number 2 on my list. Like if I were to rank like my top 10 kills, he's number 2. Number 1 being Tina from Nightmare, of course.
Oh, Tina from Nightmare is fucking amazing.
I need that sign. Patica Lodge. Paddock something. I need that sign for my office.
Oh, Pa. Oh, Die Hard Drummer says, sadly, the guy in the wheelchair passed away from AIDS. So that's too bad. I didn't know that.
In the mid-90s. Yeah, I was just saying that. In the documentary, they talk about he passed away in the mid-90s. I didn't know it was from AIDS, though. But I knew he died in the mid-90s.
This blonde guy here is like the blonde Kevin Bacon.
Jeff?
Yeah, we're going to call him Kevin. Well, we called one guy before Kevin Ham from April Fools. So we're going to call this guy Kevin
Sausage.
Kevin Sausage.
Hold on,
everybody. Hold on. Tony needs his moment. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Copyright.
Thank you, Steve Miner. Thank you so much.
There it is, folks.
Crazy Ralph is about to get it.
Crazy Ralph, you're all doomed.
All doomed.
I think he should have just died by saying that. I don't think it should have had been Jason at all who intervened. I think it should have been Ralph going, "You're doomed. You're all doomed."
How about Kevin's sausage links? If someone pauses that, it's going to have you look like you're having a stroke.
Yes, well, that's what happens. That's why I do it, so somebody can make a meme or a GIF. I'm telling you, that's what happens. You're all doomed. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I'm having a heart attack.
Get off my Kool-Aid.
What's that?
He's on my Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
It's my Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Paul is like what's his name from The Princess Bride?
Oh, Carrie Lewis?
Carrie Elwes or
Elwes or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's who he is in this movie. Look at Ralph. He's going to take a piss. No, I don't know what he's doing. Imagine right now, Ginny murders Paul.
That'd be great. I love
it. But it's not mentioned again throughout the rest of the movie. Paul is never mentioned again. It doesn't become a plot point of contention or an issue.
Tom.
No, nothing happens.
No.
But imagine if Ginny murders Paul and they don't go back to him.
That'd be great.
No, but they never reference it again.
It'd been awesome.
Ginny just murders Paul. She's a murderer in the movie, but they never reference it again. Ralph is a peeping Tom here.
He is totally.
It's a fucking pervert. No, dude, fuck God.
They're making out, and he's getting choked like 50 feet from them.
He's getting choked. Oh shit! There I go. Here I am. That's what happens. So this is what happens. See, she's waking up from murdering Paul.
Although she breaks Randy's rules of how to survive a horror film, because it's definitely alluded that her and Paul hooked up because she's wearing his shirt.
I think they banged banged hardcore.
So the whole having sex and dying in a horror film, that goes that one.
Tony, the bed was shaking. There was screaming going on. There was ass slapping.
Because it's Paul. He's standing there with his he's got like 3 buttons on. He's looking all hot and everything.
Yes, that's what it was. The bed broke during that entire thing. And in the morning, he got out his saw and he built the bed back up. But Paul's an animal. Paul is a fucking beast, man. He's a beast.
And this is the other thing I liked about how they did Jason in here is is showing him walking through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
In his POV, you're hearing him breathing, kind of Michael Myers-esque. There's a lot of similar personality traits to Jason and Michael in the first film. Then, of course, Jason evolved into something totally not this anymore as the series evolved.
Yeah.
But I that's what I like about this adaptation of Jason. He's lurking. He hasn't quite made his move just yet on the counselors, but he's there.
Yeah.
I never understood this about this dog. We know it dies and then it comes back to life at the end. I never understood that.
It came back to, wait, the dog dies?
Well, you see a dog dead that looks like Muffin, but then later on at the end of the film, it's not Muffin.
Right.
And I never understood that.
I love that symbolism.
Cut, yeah, the cut, hot dog.
Cooked dog, hot dog. Tony's digging the shorts here.
I am digging everything about this look on her. I need to have one of my.
So how do you feel about? What's your move? How are you going to intervene to get her away from Paul? What are you going to say?
I'm going to knock out Paul and be
You're going to knock out Paul. Fisticuffs.
I'm going to knock out Paul and I'm going to drop a Vanilla Ice line. Drop that 0 and get with the hero. Cool as ice, if anyone's seen that. Remember that line? Man. Drop that 0 and get with the hero. I can't even believe he delivered that line with a straight face.
Can you imagine saying that?
He said
Drop that 0 and get with the hero.
He said it.
Oh, man. And back then it was like, yeah, fucking amazing.
Well, I mean, you're talking back then. That's peak Vanilla Ice.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
We should watch that movie one night on here, cool as ice.
God.
And just have like a drink-a-thon, drinking shots after every stupid line that's said in the movie.
Yeah,
Dave and I will be inebriated by
we'll
the
get
time
Frank in on it.
halfway through the film. Yeah, get Frank in here, and we'll all three of us will be doing shots. We'll be inebriated by 30 minutes into the movie.
Oh my God. I always thought she was kind of cute.
Sandra? Yeah.
Yeah. Sandra. Come on. Let's go look.
So the camp must not be too far from here, according to the movie.
No, it's not.
Because, their hike didn't really take them too long.
Yep.
Of course, we don't see anything. They hop over a fence and then they're pretty much busted.
Yep. Oh, grabbing the ass.
You grab that ass, Jeff.
You grab that ass, Kevin
Grab
Sausage.
that ass. Kevin Sausage Links.
Kevin Sausage Links. Kevin Sausage Links. And you know what? I don't think this is the same lake, though, right?
It's not, because this is in Connecticut.
Right.
Not too far from where I grew up.
But you know what? I believe
that it's the same.
It's the
just
same
another
place.
area of the
just
lake.
another area of the lake. Yep, 100%. I believe it. Hang on. Play your fucking song. There you go.
Don't know. Where are you?
You're going to play it. Here it is.
Over and over is damn right.
Over and over. Well, I'm telling you, you're going to have to wrestle Paul to the death. It's going to be a death match.
Death match.
The death match. No, but I do. I believe that it's the same location.
Same area. Well, New Jersey and Connecticut, they have this.
Yeah,
and
same
even your
terrain.
area too. It's got the same type of typography landscape.
Dude, I could take you to places all over Ontario that look exactly like this.
Exactly.
100%.
Everything up in the Northeast and heading to you it's going to look the same.
It's the same. Ontario, it's the same terrain as the Northeast of the United States.
Which is why I never understood that about 3 and 4. Because I know it's in California, and I get that.
Oh, and it looks because it looks brown. Instead of the green, everything looks brown.
Yeah, you got all this like nice green foliage and whatnot. And then you get to 3 and 4, and it's like everything's dead.
And then the lake in 3 looks like a fucking swamp.
Oh, the lake in 3, that it looks like a puddle.
Well, it doesn't even look like
it was
man-made too. It was man-made too. It was actually made for the movie, if I'm not mistaken. But Sandra doesn't look very tall, does she? She's probably like what, 5'2"?
No, Jeff
maybe?
is not very tall. The guy who plays Jeff is not a very tall guy.
5'2", 5'1". I mean. So, yeah, why is he out of his jeans? Jason likes to change clothing. I'm telling you,
Jason just he see here.
Oh yeah, you're
now
right.
To me that looks like Muffin is dead.
100%. Were there two dogs?
And then I guess, even though we only see one throughout the whole movie.
No,
Ginny is holding the dog during the campfires. When giving his little talk.
Yeah.
Then we see there, and then we see the dog walk up to Jason. Then we see the dog dead, but then we see the dog come back at the end of the film.
No, Jason, you're right though. That doesn't make any sense because that totally is that. Of course, that's supposed to be the same dog. You foreshadow that event by cutting to the hot dogs on the fucking thing. So you're foreshadowing it. They discover her dead. Why the fuck are we seeing her return at the end? Maybe because it was a dream. Maybe that was the idea, that it was a dream. Very much like the end of the first Friday the 13th. Yep. This sheriff's outfit is just, what great costume design here. You just get a collared shirt and a patch.
So who gets the better hammer scene, chat room? Mr. Garrett or this sheriff? Because they both get it in the head by a hammer.
Well, this one's over early. The Garrett, like the Mr. Garrett one is God,
a long drawn out.
It's fucking
that could have been cut in half by about 5 minutes.
Listen, Halloween 2 is my favorite sequel, but man, that fucking scene is drawn out.
He's just popping off lots.
Yeah, it's true. It's just a random dog, not any of the main characters' dogs. But that doesn't make any sense.
But because it looks like
the same dog.
I know.
It doesn't.
You're not going to convince me otherwise.
No, and maybe that was the intent. But if that's the intent, then get a different type of dog.
Stand corrected. That's the first time we sort of see Jason.
Oh, sort of. This fucking This car looks like a dinky car. The way it I love this sheriff. Is he the sheriff? What a fucking inept fool. He's got no business being out there. Hey,
well, Garrett's not a cop. He's a security guard, right?
Garrett, yeah, but I'm talking about this guy here. He's like he's huffing and puffing. And he's like, hey, get back here, you damn kids. And I would have gotten away from it.
Jason's looking like, I'm just doing my daily jog.
Oh, he's got to be running
those
faster
miles in.
Yeah, it's literally just trot, Steve, just trot.
He's probably got
away with it too if it wasn't for you damn kids. Yeah, I know.
Burn those calories, Jason.
Come on, buddy. Where are you? Just hop and skip and run
Richard
through.
Simmons was the
and here's what's funny. Right. Here's what's funny about this. He's not even looking what's he chasing right now? Like what's he chasing? I mean, he doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't see the individual. Jason's long gone. What is he doing? Where is he going? What's he chasing? I've never thought of this before until this very moment right now. I mean, at first you understand because he sees somebody run across the road. Like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, hey. And I could believe that he might see him, a little bit through the foliage and he, runs in there. But as we're seeing him run, he's like looking down and he's huffing and like, it just looks, it's just, what the fuck is he doing? And all of a sudden he's not out of breath. He's perfectly fine. It's like, I gotta find that guy. Fuck, if that was me, I'd be like, who fucking cares? Some bum ran into the woods. I don't give a fuck. I got more important things to deal with. I certainly wouldn't be running like I'm, running after my child or something. I mean, he's fucking sprinting. He's like, his knees are up and he's like, running through the foliage. You can hear like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his breath. It's like, what is he chasing? What is this guy doing? I like this though. I like, the set deck of the
discovery of the house.
Yeah. And even though it's not the original camp, they did a good job at making you think it was. I remember when I was little, I thought it was. It was like, wow, this is like the first. This is where the first movie took place. Wow. No, it's not.
And in my fan film and how I write the story, I'm going to totally change the origins of all of this, of Jason's origins. It's going to piss everybody off, but oh well. It's going to make more sense than a zombie monster coming back from the dead.
I love. Don't they show one of the? Or is that when? I thought I.
Oh, he sees something. He's looking at it like, what the fuck? We don't see. He's. I like his reaction of like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And I like that we don't see that until the end of the movie.
Yep. Oh!
I gotta go with this guy. I mean, I like Garrett's kill in Halloween, but I definitely gotta go.
Well, Garrett's kill is it cuts on the action. Like you see it go into his head, and it cuts right away. Here, at least you get his face going. And it doesn't take like 9 minutes to get through or something like that. You know what I mean?
Correct, Cody Snyder. Jason doesn't drown in my story. It's going to be more realistic.
It's going to be a little more.
I see his nipples on that chick, man.
Holy Jesus, yeah.
Is it cold out there?
Well, she's not wearing a bra either.
Poor girl. Well, it's in Connecticut, and it was in the off season when they filmed this late in the fall. September, I think, is when they filmed it. Although Connecticut's still pretty warm in September. It's not that cold.
No, it's not that cold. Do 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 do.
Well, the idea, Cody, came from Dave and I's. I don't think that's proper English, but our idea on a Pam Voorhees movie. And doing that movie. So when Dave and I were talking about that, I started thinking of like, wait, I could totally rewrite, since I'm picking up from where 2 left off, and I don't have to have the character drown. I can have him presumably drowned, and the myth of him drowning, but he never drowned.
Right. So it's like an urban legend that he did.
It's an urban legend, but actually Jason and Mama were living as hermits out in the freaking woods all along.
Right. I got you.
Mama was just pissed because, her son was neglected and
Right.
Nearly burns the camp down. God, they really should do a Pam Voorhees film, and that the one that we talked about.
Yes, they should.
So fucking good. have her burn the place down, or most of it anyways.
They absolutely should.
So basically I play on a lot of the, like, if you remember when Annie in the beginning of the first film is given that ride by what's his name, the truck driver. I almost called him Earl, but that's Halloween.
No, I know who you're talking about though.
Anyways, you guys know who I'm talking about, the driver who gives her that lift, and he tells her the backstories of what was happening at Crystal Lake: the 2 kids getting killed, boy drowned, the water going bad, and the camp nearly burning down, like all that stuff. So all that's going to be brought into my film, and I'm just, like I said, I'm changing the legend of him drowning to not drowning, to make Jason more human rather than the zombie monster. Because to me in this film, he looks more human than what he ultimately becomes as the series goes on, you know, especially by the time we get to fucking 6.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, forget about it. He's fucking Night of the Living. No, not even Night of the Living Dead. He's Walking Dead. By the time we get to 6.
Do you know where this is? This
is in Connecticut, but that place burnt down, according to Crystal Lake Memories.
That's too bad.
It burnt down in the 80s. The lake in the training facility, or what they used as the training facilities, she's hot. I will say that. I got sidetracked. Sorry, guys.
Well, yeah, most women in horror movies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody has.
Is her name Kristen? Is that her character's name?
I can't remember.
Guys, chat room, help me out here.
Everybody has preferences and who they're attracted to and all that kind of stuff. But most women in horror movies, to one degree or another, are usually. Oh,
that's a jump cut. Her hair's already wet and she hasn't been in the water.
You're right. It is kind of wet already.
That is a cut because her hair was dry, but it was wet going in. That's what she said.
I was just
Terry. Thank you.
Here it is. Yes.
Played by Kristen. Okay, Kristen Baker. Thanks, Cody. Or Kirsten. I don't know how you would pronounce that. Kirsten or Kristen. Looks like Kirsten with the I before the R.
No. Oh. Sandra wants action.
Sandra wants some action. Yeah, Cody, she's hot. I will say that. She's probably number 2 in this movie for me. She's cute too. This brunette.
Yeah, like I said, like they all are, you know, to one degree or another. I mean, most women in horror movies are easy on the eyes. And, you know, some might be easier on the eyes depending on your preference, right? Some people like brunettes, some people like blonde, some people like tall, short, thin, fat, I don't know, whatever. I mean, you know, but usually in horror movies, there are, you know, the women are especially back at this time too, you know, when you know, there wasn't that calling or that need for more of a diversification of the you know, of the actors, right? It was at a time where, you know, they hired hot people and, you know, hot men, hot women.
That was basically the basic protocol to all horror films back in the day.
That's it. Just get hot women, get hot men, put them in a dangerous situation and make sure there's at least one scene with boobs. And
that's it. And it doesn't need to make sense.
No, that's it.
Oh, Chris, really? She's got a lot of arrests as well. My kind of girl.
This girl has a lot of arrests?
According to him. I like them crazy bad girls. That's my type, the bad girl crazy type.
Who goes swimming in the middle of the night naked? I don't know.
I've never done that. Have you?
No,
honestly, I have never skinny dipped in my life.
Oh. Same. Never have.
I mean, I guess if I did it, I'd do it in a pool. I don't think I'd feel comfortable doing it in a freaking lake. Worried about a freaking fish going up my ass.
Well, it depends on who you're with too. I mean, you know, if you're with like your partner or something, it might be a sexy, fun thing to do. But if you're on your own or you're with, you know, a bunch of dudes, it's not I'm going to do that. You know, like, no, sorry, I'll just keep my trucks on, thank you. But this kind of stuff, you know, was so, like, they were such big money makers. They're so simple. It's so simple.
Yeah, this made like for the time
is
is not bad. This made like around 27 mil, which I think is like
but I just mean they were
60, 70 million today. I don't know what the inflation would be today.
They were proven box off. That's why they made so many.
Oh, she's got a huge arrest record, according to Chris. Huge. Well, all right, I should give her a call.
Well, I'm gonna give her a call.
I'm gonna take you out on a date. You're my kind of crazy.
I'm gonna ask her if she wants a job at Mar-a-Lago, and then I'm gonna give her a job on the golf course. Is what I'm gonna do.
It's also why I like Harley Quinn, man. Harley Quinn is batshit crazy.
Harley Quinn is my bitch. Okay,
that's my girl.
She's the best. She's the biggest. The biggest. That's what she said. Thank you, Donald. Thank you. Here comes the upside down machete. Here it is, machete upside down.
It's so bad.
What?
Look at me. It's
well, I guess I kind of see how it sort of works.
It works, but it's like you couldn't do that today. You would get crucified today as a filmmaker for doing that. But that's the charm of these movies. Like you can totally fuck up and be like,
right.
Doesn't she break the fourth wall here? Or she already did?
She already did. There's a couple of fourth wall breaks. She's in good shape, though.
Oh, yeah.
She clearly, at this time, I mean, she obviously was working out. Yeah, how would you not know? That's right. How does she go? I forget how she goes. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. We don't see her kill. She's an off-screen kill. That's right. That's right.
She's an off-screen kill. I wonder where that guy right there in the camouflage cap is. I wonder where he is today. Or that guy in the cowboy hat. Where is he today? Or the waitress right there. The waitress is kind of pretty. Where is she today? Right now. Who are these people? They're extras, obviously.
Probably people who lived in my town or the town over from me, where near where I grew up.
Oh, for sure.
Like I said, it was a legit place like this. It was a bar.
Yeah.
That sucks that it burned down because I would have loved to have. Because I've seen the cabins and stuff. Living in Connecticut, obviously. I should admit, I always regret not going out to the one in New Jersey. That's the only one that I have. Of the three that I would like to. California ones I don't care about. But I wish I went to the New Jersey one. I've never made it there.
Look how sexy this
guy is.
Look
at that smile.
Look how sexy this guy is. Not Paul, but the other
guy.
I
was just
fucking handsome guy.
I was dazed and confused for a moment there when I saw Ginny smiling.
What's his name? His name in the movie is Ted.
He survives.
Ted is fucking gorgeous.
Good old Ted.
Ted is amazing.
Ginny.
Ted is amazing.
Oh shit, Ginny.
Listen.
All trying to be assertive.
Tony, there's Brad Pitt, and then there's
Ted.
And
then there's Paul.
No, and then there's Ted. And there's Ted. Like, I mean, I got to be honest with you. Like, there's Brad Pitt, and then there's Ted.
She
like,
said right in our word. You cannot say it. I never knew that.
What did she say? I didn't hear it.
R-tard.
Really? Is that what she said?
She says that in this movie.
Amazing. That's awesome. Good for you, Ginny. Context matters.
Yeah, 1980s, man. Say whatever you want. Today, oh my God, you'd be pissing everybody off.
Well, again, when I say context matters, I don't mean that you can just say anything, and use context as the default excuse. But I do think that, as I often say on this channel, that it disappoints me that there is a clear sort of parade to remove all nuance and context from language and meaning and conversation, and it as I've said, it will be the death of it. It's so unfortunate because life is not black and white. Life is full of shades of gray, and
unless you're Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, context matters. Intent matters. That doesn't mean you can use them as excuses. That's where nuance comes in, right? That's where people have to understand nuance.
I didn't. Maybe because I've seen this movie so much that I just forgot that she says that, and I'm like, it just caught me off guard for a second.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it.
Because we live in such a sensitive society now that to hear that, it's like, holy shit.
Yep. No, I get it. I totally get it. 100%. But that's the thing that worries me. Well, it's already happening. People don't want to It's happening in cancel culture. It's happening all over the place. It's happening, you can say things without evidence. You can get people fired by just saying one thing.
Geeked out Turtle fan, where did Jason find his overalls? It was made by Dave's mom. Dave's mom actually knitted the overalls for Jason.
My mother did?
Yeah, she Dave's did. Mom.
Yeah,
Dave's
she
mom.
did.
She custom made that shit.
Look, these guys are doing a lot of heavy petting. Just go and fuck already.
Go and get it over
like,
with,
just
man.
go get it over with.
You're a
Enough
couple,
of this.
That is not believable. There's no way I'd be making out with my girlfriend for that.
I would be doing this much heavy petting with Sandra. I'd be like, Sandra, let's just go upstairs. All right, you're ready.
Throw on some Marvin Gaye and let's get it on.
Enough of this nonsense. It's just funny.
A lot of people forget that Game Boy wasn't the first. A lot of these games were around. Handheld games.
I had those games because my brothers, who were obviously the age of these people in this.
Oh movie, yeah, your brothers totally were these. This was his.
Well, my brothers were a little younger. Like my brothers in '81 would have been 11 and 13. Okay. So they're a bit younger, but they had these games. Like I remember I had like Space Invaders and the whole fucking thing, car racing shit in these types of games. Pac-Man, and of course we had the Atari as well. But
yep, she is not holding that joint right.
The fuck is he waiting for now? He's playing the harmonica and
now he's playing the harmonica.
Jesus
like what the hell?
Christ. Get on with it.
He's seducing her with his harmonica.
Bang! Get into bed and rail each other. Just as the saying goes, bang her like a screen door in a hurricane. Good night, everybody. I'll be here all week. Good night. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. No. This is Kevin. What is his name?
Kevin Sausage Links.
Kevin Sausage. Holy geez, that's some real big open mouth kissing right there. That's like disgusting open mouth kissing. It's like, guys, take it back a notch. You don't need to swallow each other's faces. You're acting. You're pretending. It's okay. You can dial it down a little bit. Isn't she the one that sprays perfume into her crotch?
Yes, she does.
I think she does. Yeah. I just want to let you know that my legs don't work, though. But good for her, though. Not discriminating. She loves him for him because of his arm wrestling championship record. But his death is fan-fucking-tastic, man. His death is great.
And of course, it's raining. Or lightning, anyways.
Yep. She's gonna let me just change into something more comfortable. Yeah, she's putting on a sweater. That's nothing says sexy like a...
Does she break the fourth? No, she doesn't break the fourth.
Nothing says sexy like a Bill Cosby sweater, let me tell you.
80s fashion, man.
Jibblies and buzzing, the puddings and the pudding pops and the sip and the doers and the pudding pops and the doers and the doers and the pudding.
Sound like drunk Cosby.
I was drunk. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, let's,
True.
Pop a little something in your drink and just pudding. That's right. She's got to spray her wrist and behind her neck. I get that. Then she's like, well, wait a minute. Maybe I should spray my crotch. Why don't you have a shower?
Gotta get in between the boobs.
Why don't you have a shower? It might be.
I know, right? I mean, like, at this point, it's like, why don't you just hop in the shower for 5 minutes?
I was gonna say, at this point, why don't you just hop in the shower and everything will be fine. Pretty much. It's officially known as the Cosby sweater. And it's not even a Cosby sweater, really. It just kind of reminded me of that.
But what I don't understand is, why does she need to change into an entirely new outfit?
Especially if she's not going to shower.
Because I just forgot. She also puts on jeans because she's wearing jeans when she gets cut by Jason by the knife.
Weird. Why that is? It's because the writers had to write shit to keep the movie
ladies
going.
will have to explain that to us because I don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a girl thing. They got to get changed into an entirely new outfit before they get laid.
Jason comes up behind her and takes her pants
I know,
right?
Jason gets a quickie in real quick.
Can you imagine? Like, oh my God.
It's lovely out here in the woods.
Oh my God. It becomes a whole different movie all of a sudden. It's like, damn, what the fuck just happened? Awful. Awful. Absolutely atrocious. What was she trying to get in the car?
Her brush.
Her brush. Okay. Just an excuse to go outside and let the audience know it's raining. Yeah. Oh, there goes my fucking light. Why does this light never last very long? I don't know why. It's got to be, maybe it's the outlet I have it plugged into. That light never lasts very long. Oh, well. I'll try plugging it into a different outlet. Maybe it's a weak outlet I have. I don't know. Are you there? Hello, honey?
Such a good kill. Really is.
It's fantastic. It's one of the best kills.
Definitely the best in this franchise for sure.
Oh, it's fantastic. It was my idea. I talked to Steve Miner and I told him, I want more hacksaw to the face. It's what I want. 81. Oh, 81, the year the movie came out.
The year the movie came out.
I never
caught that until now either, too, until you pointed that out.
Wow.
Man, I knew he was wearing like a football type
yeah.
shirt, but I never caught the number on it.
I wonder if that's intentional.
Gotta be. I mean,
here it comes.
If not, it's just a fucking weird coincidence.
Watch this. This is gonna be great. Oh! Oh! Boom! 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 Oh! Look at that! Oh yeah!
Such a good kill.
Woo-wee! Oh, Sandra and Kevin Sausage Links are just finished. She's sucking on his Adam's apple. Although I gotta say, these guys, I mean, as far as acting goes, they committed.
I believe they're a couple. I mean, they got good chemistry. I will say that.
Yeah, they totally committed to it. That's for sure. But yeah, that kill was because you see his head jar back when a machete goes into his face. Oh man, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's fantastic. It's great. It's fantastic.
So now my question to you is: do you guys think that they stole the idea from Twitch of the Death Nerve? This kill here, because in Twitch of the Death Nerve,
I've never seen Twitch of the Death Nerve.
Even if you look at the old box cover or poster of Twitch of the Death Nerve, it's a spear going through a guy and a girl having sex.
Okay.
So often, I mean, Cunningham says no, but I mean, look, I mean, horror movies are always inspired by horror.
Exactly.
Movies. I mean,
you never know.
However, I would like to see, according to them, that there is this got cut down a lot.
Here it comes.
And I would like to see the unrated version of this kill.
What's he doing?
If it's still out there.
What's he doing? He's like, oh yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. I love the look on Sandra's face.
Because I think
through both of them.
In the uncut version, you see it penetrating through the bodies.
That's right.
From what they say.
That's what she said. Jacqueline McEwen says something good too. She says, so Jason snuck up from behind him, but swung the machete in front of his head. And I'm like, it's kind of a good point. You don't really, I always got the impression that he was kind of off to the side somewhere and he kind of maybe threw it at him or something. I don't know, but it's a good point. The camera, whether that's supposed to be camera, we're tracking into the back of, I forget the guy's name now in the wheelchair, but the camera is tracking in, but it's not necessarily a POV shot. It's not like we're walking or tilting from side to side. We're stationary tracking in. It may be on some dolly track, kind of moving in. It may be also a zoom perhaps. And then of course the machete comes in the front. So whether the intention is supposed to be Jason's POV, not necessarily, but how he's able to hit him in front of the head, I don't know. But great kill though. There you go. There's fucking Ted Pitt right there. He's Brad Pitt's brother. Yeah,
Bay of Blood, by the way, Bay of Blood is the also known as title for that film, but the actual title of Mario Bava's film is Twitch of the Death Nerve. That is the actual, like, if you were to get the actual title, what it was originally called.
Twitch of the
Death Nerve, aka Bay of Blood.
Wow.
And that's, like I said, that's where the spear through the couples.
This girl here could be like Karen Allen's sister from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And that's like early 70s. That's like, you're talking like 71, 72. There's so many horror films that are out there in different places. I know we focused in on what came out here in the States and whatnot.
What if that was Jason's
Chainsaw
mask?
Massacre.
What if that became Jason's mask?
That looks, you know what that looks like, that mask? That mask looks like, oh, you know what? This is actually the first time we're going to see Jason in clarity.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we are, an hour and 4 minutes into the movie.
An hour and 4 minutes. I mean, we get the glimpse when he's running from the cop, but.
Yeah. And here it comes. Here it comes. Imagine if he sits up in the bed in the other mask, though. That would have been interesting. Not nearly as effective, though. Here it comes. Let's play this right here for the fans.
Sandra.
Oh!
There he is.
There he is. Kevin Sausage Links. And he's coming. And what's with the black on his thumbnail there?
Jason's emo, man. He's all about that emo lifestyle.
See, I thought he slammed his thumb into a door by accident, and it's a bruise. Is it a bruise? That's what I'm thinking. Why isn't... Oh, yes, yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. Oh, she bit down on a blood capsule. Good for her. That was intense. And now the storm has arrived, and Ginny and Paul, have arrived back at the camp in their little shining beetle. Of course, in The Shining, it was yellow, but I think in the
Herbie
book,
Lugbug.
I think in the book, in the Shining book, it was red. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's the other way around. Can't remember.
Paul, there's someone in this fucking room.
Mm-hmm. I like that one. Yeah, she changed into completely different clothing and never showered.
She did. That's true. And that's actually the actress. She went down. She got dragged down those stairs because I've got it behind the scene. I'm all week this week on my Instagram stories. I'm sharing a lot of behind the scene photos from Friday the 13th part 2. And that's one that I'm probably going to share tomorrow of the actress. They're setting up the shot of, I think it's Dash I think it's Dash, not Gillette.
Gillette, the best a man.
Those two argued
get.
over which scenes they filmed throughout this whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Gillette
both
often does a Tony Moran thing.
He totally does. I mean, look, I know Gillette did do a lot of scenes. I'm not saying that he didn't. But I think it's Dash that's dragging her down the stairs.
Dash. I'd love to have a name like Dave Dash.
Well, what's his name? Isn't it Doskowitz or something like that? His last name?
Something like that. But it's like I had a childhood friend who lived...
or something, whatever.
I had a childhood friend who lived next door to me growing up, and his name was Johnny Steele. And I'm like, sounds like a fucking superhero name.
Freaking great
name. It's a great name. Now
Johnny Steele?
Well, now that he's an adult, I'm sure he goes by John. But still, John Steele.
Now that sounds like a porn star's name. John
It's
Steele.
true. That is true. That'll be... I should be like Dave Dash, Johnny Steele. David Dash. There's somebody in here. Here comes.
Because I'm also going to share tomorrow.
There's someone in this room.
Here comes.
I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, there's someone in this fucking room!
Ow! The fight breaks out. Beat the fucking, come on!
That's why I've always made the argument. When you look at Jason fighting Paul, Jason's not a big dude in this movie.
No, he's a regular size guy.
He's a Nick Castle type.
Yes, 100% he is.
Original Michael Myers. And that's what I like about both the original Michael and in this first version of Jason.
Well,
they're not big,
technically the original Jason from
the original Jason.
From
they're not big guys.
Yeah. Like I classify
that to me is more scarier than like fucking Tyler Mane or Derek Mears coming at me. 100% like the size of linebackers.
I love the shot here. I don't know if it's here or if it's a bit later when the pitchfork comes through the door. I think it's later. Love that shot. But
it's shortly. Yeah.
When I think of original Jason, I don't think of whatever his name is, Ari Lemon or whatever his name is, that played the kid Jason at the end of the first movie. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from that. It's iconic. It's important. He should be proud of it and own it. And it's amazing, right? But if I say the words original Jason, or if I am
Dash and Gillette.
I think of Dash 100%. I think of Jason from Friday the 13th part 2. Because technically, if you want to get technical, the original Michael Myers isn't Tony Moran or Nick Castle. It's Will Sandin from, being a little boy, right?
That's
I mean,
true.
technically, right?
Technically, you're right.
When we say original Michael Myers, none of us think of little 6-year-old Will Sandin. No, we think of Nick Castle. And everybody else who obviously played him, which could include Tony Moran, although there has to be a distinction. Here comes the pitchfork thing here in a second, I think.
Yeah. I shared that today. I shared the behind the scenes on that. Jason busting through this door.
It's great. It's great shit. But yeah, no, when I think of original Jason, if I was just to say original Jason, or if somebody says original Jason, I think of him from Friday the 13th Part 2. I don't think of Ari's kid. And that's not taking away from it. It's just, it's because it's a moment. It's not, he didn't do anything. It was just it's a moment. Yeah, there. I just love the way he's holding it. Like he just comes right through like that, like with such conviction and purpose and intent. It's great. It's great. I think they should play the dance song from the 90s here. I like to move it.
What I was about to start saying here, the photo that I also am going to share tomorrow is you've heard the story of Dash talking about when him and Amy Steele are having their showdown in the cabin when it starts to get physical, and she brings the machete down and he blocks it and he cuts his finger for real. And he had to go get 13 stitches on his middle finger.
Right.
I've got a shot of him in the hospital and the nurse applying the stitches to him while he's got the machete in his fucking shoulder.
Dude.
I'm going to share that tomorrow.
Where are you getting these photos? That's awesome.
Crystal Lake Memories, and been collecting behind the scenes shit for a long time.
I can't wait to see
the last couple of months. I've been putting all this together leading up for this week.
Yeah.
The 40th anniversary.
The only thing I will say about this, it's still a cool shot. It doesn't take anything away from it. And obviously you can't think too hard, but he puts the pitchfork through the roof in the passenger side. Wouldn't he know that she was in the driver's side?
Yeah.
Whatever. It's still a cool shot.
Oh, this is a nut shot.
And Jason, right? In a second here. And Jason runs full force.
He does.
He's fucking booking it.
Yeah, well, it's because all those jogs through the woods, man. He's in shape.
And he's always He's always, he runs in 2, he runs in 3, he runs in 4. Oh, right in the gonads, right in the sack. Right in the sack.
Bitch, this ain't worth it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Fuck, I'm going home.
Right in the sack.
Literally.
Yeah. Lighting's good here too. It's
believable. Blanketed. It's like the original. The original when they get. This is what nighttime looks like. You know what I mean? When you look at how it drops off into fucking darkness.
That's right.
It's not lit. That's
right.
What it should look like.
Yeah. No, I like
that. As the series progressed, man, it's just like they're under some serious fucking studio lighting.
Yeah. No, I like this. I like that the shadows, there are harsh and hard shadows in the darkness. That's what you want. You want your dark shadows to be harsh.
Like the original Halloween when Michael's walking across the street and Laurie's, trying to get away from him.
Yep. Now, and in a lot of cases, it's lit like this, not necessarily because it's an aesthetic creative choice, but because they don't have the budget. In some cases, not all.
But it's believable.
Cases, yeah. But when you watch modern films like this today, it's more
everything's lit the fuck up.
Yes, but when you watch modern films today that do this, it's a conscious creative choice because they're trying to make it look like this and have the harsh shadows and the fall off and not look so overly produced and overly lit.
Oh man,
It's Me, Billy too.
I had so much fun doing an homage, making it my own, and creating this with Val. I'm not quite done. I got a couple more shots from this sequence that I created of Val hiding underneath the bed, and like Jeannie is hiding underneath the bed.
Yeah.
We had fun doing this. The only difference was I had her under bunk beds in the cabin the cabin.
Right. Jenny, you're saying it wrong. Jason, Mother's talking to you. Jason, Mother is talking to you. Says it so like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, and your photos recreating this were fantastic.
It's not a total recreation. It's an homage.
It's an homage, right?
Yeah.
But I love the one. There's a few in there that you posted that were great.
Yeah. I took I've got it from 4 different perspectives. So like the next one, you see like how he walked past her initially.
Yeah.
And you saw the pitchfork shadow on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be coming up very soon. I was able to capture that same type of lighting effect where you see the shadow of the pitchfork on the ground and shit. Nice. I'm a little bit closer to her. Yeah. The one that I shared recently, it looks as if like I'm just entering the room. Yep. No, I did not make Val pee on the floor.
No, Ginny pees because she's scared shitless.
Of course, they claim that it's the rat. They say it's the rat that pees. I'm like, man,
that's what they said?
Yeah, that's a lot of piss for a rat. That's totally Ginny.
I never interpreted that way.
No.
Never did. I always interpreted that she was peeing because she was scared shitless. Then again, but then again, why would the pee come out like that? You would pee your pants.
I know.
You wouldn't see anything. So maybe it's true. Maybe it is supposed to be the rat.
You broke your pitchfork, buddy.
Way to go, you dumb fuck. You dead fuck. Here comes Chainsaw. Just happens to be there. That's amazing. He looks fucking scared.
He looks scared shitless. You're like,
shitless. Yeah, Jason. I don't think I've ever seen Jason.
Jason getting a WWE shot to the chair. Yeah. Chair shot to the back.
Yeah, this is great.
I got to do a Jim Ross voiceover with that. Oh my God, he's broken in half. It killed him. She nearly killed him.
Yeah. She's running away, only to be followed by Jason Voorhees. Did you know that Jason was? I think originally he was going to be called. Was it
Josh.
Jacob? Josh. Was it Josh?
Yeah, I think it was Josh.
Yeah, it was Josh or Jacob or something like that. Yeah. Josh.
Just doesn't fit. Josh Voorhees.
Jehovah. No. He was going to be
Jehovah Voorhees. Jehovah.
Can you imagine?
Jason Voorhees. It just works. It's like Michael
Jesus
Myers.
Voorhees.
It works.
Jesus. No, they were going to call him Jesus, actually. And then they thought, well, maybe we won't do that. And I was like, that's too bad. That would have been awesome. Jesus Voorhees. So, holy shit. Can you imagine? That would have been amazing. In a hilarious way.
Now, what's interesting about this scene here, this whole sequence that's happening, because like the photo, I'll have to send it to Dave. The still image that I have of Amy Steele standing there and Jason kneeling in front of her, the credit underneath says Warrington Gillette's name, but Steve Dash, maybe Steve Dash did the physical part and Gillette did some of the other shit. Because he's getting credit for part of the scene in which I thought was Steve Dash filmed most of this scene. So that's where it's confusing. Like, what did Gillette do? What did Dash do? I mean, we know evidence has Dash got the cut on his finger from Amy Steele missing her mark, and he had to go to the hospital. There's pictures of Dash having the machete in his fucking shoulder when he has the fucking sack off. But the picture that I shared today, the caption underneath says Gillette and Amy Steele, and it's Jason kneeling in front. I was like, wait, so maybe there's moments of it where it's Gillette, and then there's moments of it where it's Dash, because I know Gillette did not like doing a lot of the action shit.
Right.
That was, or the stunt stuff, even though he went through the window at the end.
Yeah.
But I guess during the filming of this, he had problems or issues doing, because he wasn't a seasoned stunt guy at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know because I know a couple people mentioned that to me on my DMs today. Like, am I sure that that's that's Gillette?
Jason,
I'm basing it on what was said on the caption below the photo of the behind the scenes photo. So
Mother is talking to you.
It very well could have been. This could be Gillette up until the point of when Jason's kneeling on the ground, and then they cut, and then they bring Dash in to do the physical stunt part of Amy Steele coming down onto Jason.
Yeah, you may be right.
I don't know, but
what I love about this version, and I know, but I like that Jason is not as zombie-like. Mother is talking to you, Jason. That's what she says. Here it comes, and then she has to move. Of course, you see her, and it snaps him out of it. Way to go, Ginny. Way to go.
You lying bitch. You ain't my mama.
No. Oh.
Ooh, she gets it right in the...
Ginny! Paul comes back.
Yay!
Yeah, he's like, Ginny!
That's why I do it, folks. Now you know why. I do, when I go, Ginny, I do it because that's what Paul sounds like when he comes into the room.
It's true, it does.
To try to be all like Han Solo and save the day.
Yeah, it's true.
Ginny! Jason's not very strong in this, man, because Paul's a skinny dude.
Yeah, he's... This moment here, of course, is trying to replicate the... Yeah. Yeah.
This for sure is Dash. I have to rewatch Crystal Lake Memories again. Gillette did more than just the jump scare because a couple of the girls mentioned during that documentary that that Gillette did the killing of their scenes. I'm pretty positive Kirsten, who plays Terry in this film,
right?
It was either her that said it or it was the chick who changed into a whole totally new outfit to go have sex. It was either her or her that in the documentary says that it's Gillette that kills her in the movie. So he did do more than just the jump scare.
Okay.
But that's why it's like, it's all fucking confusing.
Yeah, who cares at the end of the day?
Well, unless you're Tony Moran.
Oh, Jesus.
then you played Michael when you weren't even Michael.
Tony Moran.
You did the sit-up. You did the walk across the street. You came through the kitchen door.
Tony Moran. Holy Jesus. Good old Tony Moran. The puddle that separates the two camps. The puddle. The poodle.
Now Jason needs to go.
Can you imagine if that was a portal to another dimension, and when you stepped into the center, you fell through?
And then Ginny wakes up and she's in the
Halloween universe?
Yeah.
And she's sitting in the Reverend's car.
Looking at Lori.
Yeah, no, but she's in the Reverend's truck in Halloween 4. And in that universe, she's best friends with Rachel. Yep. Now there's a weird twisted tale for you.
Now you got yourself your Jason versus Michael.
That's right. That's right.
Here's the return of Muffin.
Yeah, that's right. It's great stuff. Mufan. Mufan. Is this the same dog? I don't get it. I don't know how she...
I don't know,
It's got to be
man.
a dream. It's got to be a dream. Much like, you know what I mean? Because we never find out really what happened. Like, how does she... Paul. That's a great shot of her right there with the pitchfork in the foreground. It's like an iconic shot.
I have that as a t-shirt now.
Yeah, it's a great
I didn't
shot.
wear it tonight. I'm going to wear that on Friday. Because Friday is the actual anniversary date.
Yeah. May 1st, right? Or something like that?
No, April 30th. April 30th, 81 is when it came out. Okay. Or when it was released. Today actually is the anniversary for Jason X.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Jason Fuck.
The greatest Friday the 13th of them all.
Happy birthday to Jason Dogshit. Jason X fans. I'm offended. It's okay. It doesn't make any sense.
And there's Muffin.
And maybe this is what tells you,
Back from the dead.
Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense, right? Maybe this is what sort of tells the audience, like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that was totally supposed to be Muffin.
Well,
here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. I'm going to fucking turn up the volume in this shit.
Here we go. Bam!
Yeah! Right there! Oh my God!
Jason looking like, you ever seen that movie Wrong Turn? He looked like the hillbillies in Wrong Turn.
He does. There it is, folks. And then we flash to white, and it's the next day, and everything is fine. And
Paul has fucking hightailed it to Haddonfield.
Where's Paul? I think Paul. Well, yeah, Paul. He
after
left.
Hearing the news that Michael died in the explosion, he went back to Haddonfield.
Well, no. Well, we'll see what happened. No, we'll see what happened was that
remember
he
that's what supposedly happens.
Right.
Oh no. Well, no. That would have
78.
happened a few months after this event.
Yes, and
comes out a couple
Paul
months later.
Thinks that Ginny is dead. So he leaves again to go find somebody else.
Runs. He runs like a little bitch out of that cabin when Jason
runs like a bitch. Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm out of here. Fuck this.
Oh yeah, I just need that shit.
Do you know that they did toy with the idea? In fact, they've got an actress. I forget her name. They were going to have her eyes open. I'm glad they didn't do that because you want her eyes to open.
Yes.
But I'm glad they didn't do that.
Same. And that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 40th anniversary to Friday the 13th, part 2.
Happy 40th anniversary to Jason, adult Jason.
That's right. Happy 40th anniversary to adult Jason, ladies and gentlemen. 40th anniversary.
40 years, man. Damn.
Sorry?
Time's gone by, man.
Time has gone by as the world turns. Remember that?
Oh, these are the days of our lives. No, that's a different show. As the world turns.
No, but you're right. It is.
Those are two different shows.
It is. These are the days. Yeah, these are the days of our lives. Let me go over to the. What the fuck just happened here? What am I? Oh, I know what's going on. Let me go over to my thing. All right. 3 super chats have come in as we started the show. We got a $10 US super chat from Kyle Buckley. He says, "Yo, Dave, trick or treat, motherfucker. Me and the family watched your Halloween fan film and we loved it." Oh, that's good. I'm glad you did. Which one did you watch? I have a number of them on my channel. We'd love to see you make a high production Halloween fan film. Well, I mean, money. Yeah, it's easier said than done, folks. If you want a high production fan film, well, it needs to be funded, needs to be paid for. But I have no interest in doing that right now. I have other things I'd like to do, of course. But I appreciate that, though. Thank you very much, buddy. Big Bopper, $10 super chat says, Family Guy showed Halloween 4 playing on TV. They did during the opening nightmare scene with Jamie and had Tom Tucker do a funny voice dub of Myers. I remember that episode. I'm a big Family Guy fan. Then they say Tom Tucker's old stage name was George P. Wilbur. Yep, I remember that. Big Bopper follows up with, do you think, and thank you for the follows up with $5. Thank you, buddy. Says, do you think pop culture loves Halloween 4 if Family Guy is parodying clips of it? No, I don't think so. I think it's just a movie. They could have parodied any movie, any one of the Halloween films. I don't think it was specifically because Halloween 4 has any sort of resonance in pop culture over like Halloween or 2 or 3 or or H2O even. I think they just chose maybe somebody on the staff, maybe somebody in the writer's room is a big fan of that film perhaps, and they thought, hey, let's put Halloween 4 in there. Maybe it was probably something
numerous factors could have played that. Yeah,
they could have put anything in there. All right, what are you guys saying? Tony and I'll be here for a little bit, just a little bit longer.
Did you get all the super chats?
I did get them all. I did. Oh yeah, I got them all. Right, I got them all. Rise to the top of the cream of the crop. Hogan's a fucking dick. I fucking hate Hogan. I'm gonna fuck your ass, Hogan. Whoa. Randy, calm down, Randy. Are you okay? I don't fucking like that Hogan. I think he's a fucking piece of shit. Bone saw's ready.
Bone saw.
Right. Snap into a Slim Jim, bitch.
I don't know if you can see that, entertainment wizard, but on my phone, Friday the 13th, part 2 release date, April 30th, 1981, USA.
April 30th, 1981.
Google, baby. Google, baby.
Is somebody debating it, or what's
No, but I just wanted to clarify that because he said
Friday
May 1st and it's April 30th.
Oh, well, hang on. It could be, let's see here. Let's see what the... Yeah, this is interesting. According to Wikipedia, it does say May 1st. So I wonder what the...
Fuck a Wikipedia. Google says April 30th.
Google says April 30th. Friday 13th, part 2 release date. Let's see here. It does say April 30th, 1981, USA. It could be a matter of
semantics.
No. It might be April 30th is the... Like, it could be a matter of being very technical, that April 30th, there was the first, like maybe the first showing of the movie was on April, but then it went wide May 1st or something like that. It could be something to that degree.
Okay.
But
the thing with Wikipedia is that
the
thing with Wikipedia that I don't trust is that anybody can go in there and edit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No, it's true. So. It's true. Either way, April 30th, May 1st, it's this week, folks.
I will say this: IMDb says April 30th, 1981.
There you go. Yeah, I imagine that there's a technicality that both are right, and there's just a technicality to it. Let me see what we got going down.
I think Dave smoked some weed tonight.
No, I didn't smoke any weed. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I forget what I was going to say. Fuck. I was going to say something. Yeah. I forget what I was going to say. The Spiral Sky Project sends in $2 and says, how you do the Peter Rabbit children's trailer voice.
How did he get the part, or how did you get the role?
For a minute I had no idea what he was talking about. How do I do the Peter Rabbit trailer voice? You mean how did I get the job, or the voice that is in the trailer or in the spot? It's not a trailer. It's
Dave's radio voice.
It's a TV spot. No. It's a. I don't know if you mean how I got the job or how I did the voice. I'm trying to think of what voice I used for that.
The voice of God.
I mean, it would have been under the direction of the director. What did I do? Let me just see here. What did I do? I can't remember now. Peter Rabbit, Dave McRae. Oh, that do it. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me just see here. What do I sound like? I can't remember what I sound like. Oops. Here's the spot here.
Mighty McRae with his radio voice.
Breaking news! Today is Groundhog Day.
Come
on in! And shadow or no shadow, on February 9th, it's time to celebrate.
For that, right?
Breaking news! Today is Groundhog Day, and shadow or no shadow, on February 9th, it's time to celebrate. Peter Rabbit in theaters February 9th. That's what I did. So that would be it.
There you go.
There you go.
How did you get it? Through your agent?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. It was booked through the agent. Ooh, booked through the rise to the top.
Miss Elizabeth?
Miss Elizabeth. And he always said, Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
I can't do it.
Like,
I can't do it.
Hogan, stay away from Elizabeth. Movie Chat and More sends in £2. Thanks, buddy. Says, it bothers me Megan isn't considered a final girl. Who's Megan again?
Megan from Part 6, she is.
Oh, Part 6. I think she's considered a final girl.
Yeah, because she's in the, I know she's in the, whatchamacallit, the documentaries, and she's considered one of the final girls.
Yeah, I think so.
And if that's the Megan you're referring to, I can't think of any other Megans.
Yeah, I think so. I've never not considered her a final girl.
Because it's, let's see, 3 is Kristen, right? Isn't that your girl from 3?
My girl. I just think she's pretty. That's not like, I'm like, oh my
No, I know,
God.
but like her character name is Kristen, right? Is that her name? And what's Tommy's sister's name? I
forget what Tommy said. Yeah, so you got Alice,
Kristen,
you
Alice,
got Ginny, Kristen, and then whoever the chick is in 4.
Pam is 5.
Pam is 5.
Megan's 6.
Megan 6.
Carrie is 7, although I can't remember her. No, Tina. Tina is her name.
Tina, is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Tina.
Okay.
Name,
No,
right?
I've never really, I have not.
From 8 and beyond, I don't remember. I don't care.
Mm.
Crap, who was fucking Trish Jarvis? How could we forget Trish's name?
Trish. Oh, and you're right. Trish does look like fucking Tom Matthews. Oh, no. Sorry. Not her. Not her. The fucking yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Trish in Friday 4 actually looks like she could be the brother of Tom Matthews in Part 6.
Yeah. Like if you put them in a film together, in a Friday film, you could believe that they're siblings.
Dude, in a photo together, like you put them side by side. Somebody's got to Photoshop that shit. Somebody's got to Photoshop that.
Actually, you know what? I don't know if you watch this, buddy, but you need to bring Trish back into your movies. There, the Friday movies, with Tom.
Oh, maybe Vincent DeSanti. Are you watching?
Vincent, if you're watching, buddy, you should see if you see what Trish is up to these days.
Yeah, she's still around. I don't know. Maybe she's still around. I don't know.
Well, little sibling. Maybe. No, wait. He didn't do that in Snow. He didn't do that in. He hasn't released that one yet, right? The one that he's doing with Tom.
Oh no, yeah. What he did last
October.
Yeah, he did.
That's what I thought.
Never Hike in the Snow. Yeah, and then he's got like 3 more that he's doing. So I think
maybe he's gonna have Trish come in at the very end.
Maybe because it's a like when he's all said and done, because he's doing it in installments, because obviously it's cheaper to do that. I mean, if Vince was to make and you don't poke the bear too much when because if Vince was going to actually make if he wanted to make a legit Friday the 13th full-length feature fan film that looks like Never Hike in the Snow in terms of quality and production value, that's like a $300,000-$400,000 movie. And if you go out,
that's on the low end,
right? And if you go out there and you ask for that much money up front, not only is that it's highly probable you won't reach it, it's also you're poking the bear, and the studios don't like. It's like, okay, hey, you can raise this much, but hang on a sec here, right? It's a game that you got to play and you got to be careful. But if he raises it in installments and makes it and turns it into almost like it's episodic, right? Like a Netflix series or whatever. So you watch Never Hike Alone, then you watch Never Hike in the Snow, then you know what I mean? And then if you were to watch them all together, obviously it's like a 3-hour movie or something like that. So that's what he's doing. And I think it's great. And I've heard some of his ideas for the next 3 installments, and he's fucking like, get ready, man. Holy shit. If he can pull off what he wants to pull off, yeah, it's going to be wild. It's going to be great.
For sure.
It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome, man. And if this fucking COVID thing can fucking clear up, maybe I'll try to convince him to get me in there.
No.
Maybe I'll be like, Vince, come on, kill me, man. Just have me as some guy, some random jerk on the street that Jason just hacks to death. It'd be great. I'd love it. Let me see here. Flinner says, Dave, can you do your Rocky Balboa impression? It's so funny. I don't really have a Rocky Balboa impression, but
he just sounds like Dave drunk.
It just sounds yeah, it does. It's just me hammered.
It's just Dave drunk.
I think what he means is more of the nuance, like what's that? When he's in what the fuck does he say when he's in the first movie? He's like, he's like, what does he say? Fuck, he's like, I ain't got no management, do I, man? I ain't got no management. He's like, come on, Rise away, I got no management. And it's funny when he starts freaking out and you hear.
Right, when Mickey comes up to want to train him.
And he's walking down the stairs and you hear him in his apartment.
It stinks! This place stinks!
This old place stinks! So great. I fucking love it. That's a great fucking movie though, man.
We'll watch that one night.
Oh yeah, we gotta love Sylvester Stallone. Love it. And I love that he has self-deprecating humor. Like he can make fun of himself, so it's great. It's great. Like I love watching him when he's like, hey, listen, I just sit on the front. I just didn't know. I can't speak. It's amazing that I made it.
Know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to get people I have not got before. Well, no, I guess that's that's all right. A lot of people in here tonight, which is good. A lot of people
Junebug Films. Megan is definitely the hottest final girl. She's definitely number 2 on my list after Amy Steele.
Number 2. Now, who is your number 1 final girl of all time, anywhere, any movie, any series? It's Neve Campbell, right?
It's Neve Campbell. Yeah. Good old Canadian girl.
He's going Canadian. He's going Canadian. I'm telling you.
But Amy Steele is number 2. And then Ellie, Rachel from Halloween 4 is number 3. And then good old reliable Heather is number 4.
Heather Langenkamp.
And then 5 to round it off in the top 5 is good old Jessica Biel from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's right. I think if it were me, and I'm just basing purely on looks, which is what this is, let's be honest.
Which, by the way, for those people who say I'm only attracted to blondes, my top 5, 4 of the 5 are brunettes.
That is true. That is true. No,
only,
I would say
Amy Steele's
that,
a blonde.
Well, there's 2 ways you can look at it, right? You can look at it from
Rachel's blonde. So okay,
she is blonde, yeah. You can look at it from the perspective of okay, what would I consider actually like really good final girls in terms of their characters and their arcs and all that kind of stuff. There's that list, and maybe the 2 lists will be the same. So, but there's that way of examining it and the criteria. And then there's the other list, which of course, being a heterosexual male and growing up in that area, like,
what you're attracted to,
right? Who's the hottest one, or who's the one that I'm attracted to the most, right? And if it was going to be, because we sometimes forget she is a final girl, but we never really think of it either, is of course Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. I mean, technically she is a final girl in a way. And so if it's just based on that, obviously growing up as a kid through the 90s, not a kid, but as a teenager through the 90s, Jennifer Love Hewitt was my quote unquote celebrity crush. And so I would pick her first if it was just based on looks. And then I would probably pick, after that would be probably a toss up between either Heather Langenkamp or Neve Campbell. Again, we're just basing it on looks. And then probably then down to like one of the Friday girls, like, Chris or, I don't know. Or Megan.
Oh, Chris. I think I said Kristen. Chris is her name from part 3,
Chris,
right?
Or and
then, I don't watch those enough. I can never fucking remember the names.
And then, but I don't. And then of course, we don't think of her as one either. But she is one. Olivia Hussey, obviously in Black Christmas.
She is. Absolutely.
And it never spawned a series, but certainly
Margot
she
Kidder,
is a final
sort
girl.
of, kind of.
Really. I would think Olivia Hussey's more the Jess is more the
no, I would put Margot Kidder in the honorary scream queen category.
I see.
Put her. She, maybe not like what would be defined as the traditional, but like an honorary mention. I'd put her.
Right, I got you.
She's done several horror films.
Well,
it's not like she hasn't. Yeah.
She has. Yeah, no. So yeah,
Scout Taylor Compton. Fuck Tony Moran. I like that. She's number 6. Scout's right there. She's close. She's number 6 for me.
Yeah,
oh my God, how could you like her better than Jamie Lee Curtis, Tony? You suck. The Scout is fucking hot. She's got an ass that you can bounce a quarter off. That's why.
No, but okay. So for me, it's Jennifer Love Hewitt's first, and then it's a toss up between Heather and Neve, and then like Chris, and then actually, I would probably put Olivia Hussey high up there. Maybe Olivia Hussey second, maybe, or third. Like she's up there too, because she and she still is, by the way, to this day. She's aged gracefully.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She looks beautiful. She's 70 years old. She's got just radiant. She looks amazing.
Now let me ask you this question: if you were given let's just say Blumhouse hypothetically loves what they see what you do with your short film, because I think that they have the rights right now to Black Christmas, correct?
Somebody they know them or Universal.
Hypothetically saying, if they were to come at you and say, "Hey man, we really like your shit, and we want to turn it into a full feature," would you approach Olivia to come back?
I can't say.
Okay, well there you go. There you go. To Black Christmas.
There's reasons why.
I kind of paused before I finished the question.
There's reasons why I can't say. So
okay, I got you. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So But I mean, Olivia Hussey certainly, I mean, at that time in the late 60s, early 70s, I mean, in the late 60s when she did Romeo and Juliet, which is her big claim to fame. That was a gigantic film. She was only like 16.
Wasn't she Jesus's mom in one of the Jesus movies?
Later in life. Yeah. But certainly what put her onto the map big time was, and became almost was the Romeo and Juliet from 1968. She was only 16. And by the way, she's topless in that movie, for you men out there who want to see that. But by 1973, when they filmed Black Christmas, she was like 21 or 2 or whatever it was. I mean, she was, young, beautiful, attractive. She's gorgeous. I mean, Olivia Hussey is stunning.
She's got really pretty eyes.
She's stunning.
Really pretty eyes. Yeah.
Beautiful woman. And still to this day, in her 70s, she is tremendously beautiful and a good person too. Like by all accounts, she's classy. You know what I mean? She's classy. She's elegant. She does a lot for charity, and she's just a very classy lady. Let's just say that. So, but again, if we're basing on looks in their films and respective films, yeah, I probably would have to put Olivia Hussey maybe even second. She's my type of that type of look that I tend to gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Girl next door, brunette kind of thing. So again, if we're just basing on looks. Now, if we're basing it on character, one of my favorite character arcs is, and might be actually first for me, would be Heather Langenkamp.
There's no,
Elm Street.
She's a badass final girl.
Yeah,
I mean,
she
faces and confronts Freddy and defeats him in the fucking first movie.
But it's her arc, right? Like she starts off as this vulnerable, sweet sort of, but we kind of see that arc, and that transition. So I think as a character and as a whole, I think in terms of a quintessential final girl, I think Heather Langenkamp edges out Jamie Lee Curtis, not because Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh boy.
No, hang on. And we're not
We're
not talking, hang on. We're not talking about looks. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. We're talking about character arcs because
your followers are about to kill you.
Well, and I say that because I think she has a better arc. But in the first Halloween, we see the realization of Laurie Strode. We do see her arc complete, and we see her defending herself. But Laurie never.
She runs throughout the whole movie.
Well, that's I'm just gonna say. Laurie never goes on the offensive. Laurie is always on the defensive. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because her arc wasn't about her fighting back. Her arc was about her discovering that the boogeyman was real.
Whereas Nancy's was developed that way, where she was going to fight.
She was going to fight back. She needed to face her fears, right? Yeah. She needed to face her dream and her fears, because in your dreams, and this has been proven, anybody who's ever had a lucid dream, that if you face your fears in your dreams, you win. You can take control. And that was the metaphor about the whole thing was. Basically, even though she's not dreaming and she's able to pull him out of the dream into the real world, the whole metaphor of the thing is almost like it's one gigantic lucid dream, right? And she's able to take control of her quote unquote dream and fight back. And so it's a great arc. The themes are great. The metaphors are great. The symbolism is great. And in terms of the arc of the character, it's great. With Laurie Strode,
got a feeling you got a video coming up here where you're going to need to defend yourself on this topic.
Please, whatever. I can absolutely articulate exactly why. But with Laurie, it was about discovering the boogeyman was real, which she did eventually at the end. And again, that's why I say Michael being gone at the end of the movie is not to set up a sequel. It was to complete the arc and to let the audience know that evil never dies. And that was it, right? That was the end of the movie. And that's why you hear her go, it was the boogeyman. As a matter of fact, it was. She's realized it because through the whole movie, she's being told, through the whole movie, she's been telling Tommy there's no such thing. What's the boogeyman? There's no such thing. Tommy, Halloween is a night when people play tricks on each other. I think that, blah, 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 they were just trying to scare you and, there's no such thing. And, well, I'm here tonight. I'm not about to let anything happen. She doesn't believe in it. And she doesn't. Yeah. And then by the end of the movie, it's like, oh, my God, it was the boogeyman. She comes to the realization that it was real, and that's her arc, right? That's her arc. But she spends most of the time running, which is fine because her arc wasn't about that. But that's why, for me, in terms of a quintessential sort of real nice, meaty character, a nice, meaty, character, I think Heather probably edges her out in that regard. So,
and I agree with like what Horrid Film says. Laurie's best arc in the terms of the traditional final girl that fights back and faces there would be H2O. I like that better than the 2018 film. There are problems with H2O, but the character arc of Laurie Strode itself, I like, and how she faces Michael in H2O and fights him. And that would be my favorite Laurie Strode arc performance.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything else around it is a different story. But what she did, I have no problems with.
Yeah.
But now, since we've watched Friday the 13th, let's limit all that. How would you rank based on, because I know you're like me, you don't watch them all. Based on the ones that you do watch, how would you rank the Friday girls? Based on the ones you watch, because again, I know you don't watch Manhattan or Hell.
And we're talking about Final Girls.
Friday the 13th Final Girls, just the Friday girls. How would you rank them?
Jeez, I gotta look at. Are we talking about looks? Like
no. Well, just
who I'm attracted to.
Well, the character, the final girls, the character. Not, I mean, you can.
Well, I think Ginny's the best final girl in terms of character and arcs and things like that. Like, I think she probably is the most. I think she has the most potential to go beyond that movie.
She could have,
and
done it
exactly. So I think in terms of final girl with substance and likability and isn't really a caricature or a stereotypical archetype of herself. And again, I'm thinking really deep on this when it comes to Friday 13th, but I think Ginny's probably the best version of that. So I would and it's not that I'm not attracted to her. I think she's pretty. She's very,
sure.
For sure, she's very pretty. But so I would say that she's probably the best final girl in that regard. And then maybe the next best after that in terms of character, maybe Megan, because she suddenly is connected to Tommy, who's connected to the fourth movie and the fifth movie. And there's a chance for development and romance and extension and more movie. Like
you can even bring her ass back because she survived.
Right, exactly.
Vince, you're listening to us.
No, exactly.
Throwing you ideas, buddy.
Exactly. So I think in terms of potential, those two final girls are interesting. I mean, when you look at Alice, obviously she was brought back, but she was killed. But I don't think the character of Alice is necessarily that likable, really, at the end of the day. And I'm just talking about the character. The character of Chris.
And not the actress.
Right, of course. No. The character of Chris, I think, is cute. And I think she's okay arc, but not really a great arc. I actually don't think it's a great arc at all. I think actually she's a weak final girl. And then we see her in the cop car at the end of the movie, part 3, and she's like, she's acting all crazy, which just is to let you know that she's never coming back because she's being, admitted to an insane asylum. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not really a great arc either. And 4 and Trish, I mean, it really isn't about her. It's about the kids. Like, she's sort of an afterthought. I guess she's a final girl by default because she's the only one that's left. But she's not part of the group of kids, right. that are, so she's not really, so it's kind of like, well, so, yeah, that's kind of how I feel now. But if we're just basing on looks, obviously I'm a brunette guy, there's not really too many brunettes and that I can think of in the movies that I go beyond. So I'm going to say obviously Chris, maybe, I guess, but there's a couple other people in there too that are kind of, well, but we're just talking about
the final ones. We're talking about the final.
Yeah, I'd probably go
Friday girls.
Chris, and then maybe Trish, or Chris, Megan, Ginny, Trish, or something like that. Maybe something like that. I think Alice would be last. Just because she's just an unlikable character. I don't think she's got, just personality wise. Although the more you watch, you're like, there's kind of cuteness to her. But anyway,
Alice is like your sister that you're just like, man, you're annoying. But I love you anyways.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, I would have to agree. If I were to rank based on the Friday films that I watch, I would obviously Amy Steele's first, Jeannie. And then after that, I would have to go with Megan from part 6. And then number 3, I'd have to probably say Alice. I'd have to go with Alice 3, and then After that, now we're getting into like the ones Pam from part 5.
Well, here's a bit of a curveball
because she's technically a final girl, and then after that, I would go your girl, Chris from part 3, and then Trish, and then Tina from part 7. Because I stop. I don't watch it after 7.
The conversation that Tony and I are having right now is
we're ranking the final girls.
Is totally a Stand By Me conversation with kids growing up.
Very much so. This is what boys do.
Who do you think's the hottest? It's such a guy like teenage thing. It's awesome. I love it. It's so innocent. But here's a bit of a curveball for you.
Okay.
April Fool's Day. Is Ginny a final girl, or is Muffy the final girl? Because they planned, like, it's a whole kind of thing, because nobody died. So she actually wasn't the final girl.
That's true.
So from a certain
but then they
point
get
of
her
view-
at the end with another gag, right?
Well, they get Muffy at the end.
Muffy at the end. Yeah. That's a good trick question.
Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Something to think about.
What about now the greatest line from all the Friday the 13th films?
Your tits are stupendous. That's
I had a feeling that was
the
coming.
greatest line. Frank
Greatest
Riker,
line.
I love this. Frank says, I heard Dave is bringing back Claude the cat for It's Me, Billy. Yes, Claude is making a return.
Coming back.
The cat from Black Christmas, he's making a return. He's 74 years old now, and he was frozen, and he's coming back. We're actually we thawed him, and we're bringing him back. We're bringing him back. Can you imagine? That'd be Jesus. What do we got? Some super chats here. Movie chat and more. £5 super chat says off topic. Are you guys had your first shot yet, or are you going to bother? COVID 3 will without. Well, I think that's a bit of a personal question. Movie chat and more, and I think it's irrelevant to the
Fuck no.
to the
There's my
situation.
answer.
So, yeah, no, I know.
There's my answer. Fuck no.
I just mean in a general sense. It's nobody's business, and you know, it's kind of
My
like,
body, my choice.
you know, yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's not a discussion I want to get into on here. Ethan LeBlanc sends in $4.99, says, keep the rack out of the damn cough. Stay sharp, guys. Yeah, that's referring, of course, to one of my first hate mail videos. Somebody wrote, keep the rack out of the cough, and I have no idea to this day what it even meant. DreamBam77 sends in $10. Thank you, buddy. He says, Dave, you mentioned before that you really enjoyed The Mosquito Coast. Oh, it's one of my favorite Harrison Ford movies of all time. It's probably one of his best. Fantastic film. Have you heard anything positive or negative about the TV series by the same name premiering on Apple TV this Friday? No, I didn't even know about it.
I didn't even know that.
Never heard of it. If you guys haven't seen The Mosquito Coast, 86, I think, 87, somewhere around there, 86, I think, directed by Peter Weir. Helen Mirren is in it. Harrison Ford. River Phoenix plays Harrison Ford's son.
Well, not young, shortly right after Stand By Me, right?
Yeah. Like, he was probably 13, 14, something like that.
Really great movie.
Fantastic film. If you want to see Harrison Ford flex his acting chops, there's 2 movies that you have to see him in. You got to see him in The Mosquito Coast, and you got to see him in Regarding Henry. He was fantastic in Regarding Henry. But anyway, and Witness, of course, he was great in too. That's the movie he was nominated for his one and only Academy Award for Best Actor was Witness. But The Mosquito Coast is great. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. Well,
not only that, but you knew because River had just done Stand By Me, and I can't say 100% sure because I don't know his movie release in order, but they're close to each other. You knew that this dude was on a trajectory for something really special, and it's unfortunate that it got cut short because the shit that he would have done, in movies that he could have done as he would have continued on I would have loved to have seen it. Loved to have seen what he would have done in his career.
I would have loved to have seen River Phoenix and Leonardo DiCaprio in a movie together.
Oh yeah, could you imagine that? Fucking kidding me?
Oh my God.
Well, fuck it, River and his brother.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. But I mean, River Phoenix. I mean, he was so talented, and it's such a 93 he died, and Such a tragedy. So much
Did you
talent
know
right there.
at Nirvana's December, in one of their concerts in December, Kurt Cobain dedicated a song. I can't remember what the name of the song was now. It wasn't their song. It was a cover they were doing. Because I didn't realize that him and River Phoenix were good friends, because River had gone to a lot. Well, I know River was into playing music. He was into playing guitar and whatnot, but he went to a lot of Nirvana shows, and he developed a really good friendship with Kurt Cobain. And Cobain dedicated a song to him, which, of course, less than 5 months later, Cobain would be dead.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Just think about that. Halloween of 93, River Phoenix is dead. April of 1994, Kurt Cobain's dead.
Yeah, I know.
Early 90s sucked, man. We lost a lot of great people. We lost a lot of great people.
There were a lot of there were a lot of great people. A lot of
Brandon Lee, someone mentioned there. Yeah,
Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee.
What's his name from Queen? Freddie Mercury dies.
Freddie
in
Mercury
91.
died. Yeah, that's true. That is true. This is
Rivers'
true.
band was Elka. How am I saying that?
Alekazatic?
Alekazatic. Okay.
Alekazatic.
Yeah, like I didn't know he was in a band, but I knew he was really into fucking music. Like him and Johnny Depp, they would jam out together and shit. Because I know Johnny Depp has shared stories of them too. In fact, didn't he die at Johnny Depp's bar, the Viper Room? Isn't that where he overdosed?
I
think.
Yes, it was on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah. It was,
and I think it was because he
Boulevard.
wanted to play that night, and he didn't play. And Michael Stipe was close to fucking.
He died like right out front.
Right out front. His brother was there too. Joaquin was there that night. Michael Stipe was friends with a lot of people, Dick. Like big time. Like he was close friends. Close friends with Kurt Cobain. The dude is just connected with a lot of people in the business.
Exactly.
Not a big REM fan, are you? I mean, they're all right.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. The second part of Movie Chat and More is a question, though, was, will Creed 3 flop without Sly? I think it will. Well,
I have no interest now. Without Rocky there, I have no interest.
But you know what, though? I don't know if it will. Obviously, there's always a chance, but I'm glad he's not in it. And I'm glad he's not in it. I just wish they would have stopped, because I've said this before, I'll say it again. Sylvester Stallone, Creed was a great movie. Creed 2 was fine. It was okay. I didn't like it, as much as the first one. I get Rocky's role in it. But it's over. I mean, the Creed story is over. If you wanted Creed to become a franchise, him facing Drago
should have been the conclusion.
Drago's son, and avenging his father's death symbolically, because obviously he's not really avenging his father's death, because he's not, fighting Ivan Drago. He's fighting his son. What the fuck does his son have to do with anything? Nothing. It's more of a symbolic thing. I get it. Then that should have been the last thing that you do. Build an arc, build a story, write, a few films, and then you end with that. But Creed 2, you peaked too soon. And that is that. I mean, where can you go?
What are we gonna do? Clubber Lang's son now?
But that doesn't. And I hear people saying that. And what's so dumb about that is that Clubber Lang has nothing to do with Creed.
No.
The reason why he fought Ivan Drago's son is because Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed in the ring. There's a connection there. There'd be no reason for Adonis Creed to fight Lang's son or any other person that fought Rocky, for that matter. To me, the Rocky story, although they did a decent job at the end of Creed 2 in terms of going home to his son, the real story for me in terms of Rocky ended with Rocky Balboa, because it's always been about Rocky and Adrian. That's where it began, and that's where it ended. And it's not like in Rocky Balboa.
That's my one gripe about that film. I love the movie. I love the message of that movie, and You're Never Too Old and all that. I hate that Adrian was killed.
I love
hated that. Oh, you do?
I love it. And
it's more of a personal thing. I love that dynamic between him and
but the reason why
Talia Shire. Talia Shire. I can't pronounce it.
Talia Shire. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. No. I loved that he made the creative choice to
that's
have her
ballsy
not
to
in
do
it.
that too.
But it brought so much bottom and weight to the emotional aspect of that movie, it's reality.
Without having
it's
her
real.
there.
Yeah. And those moments where you see Stallone crying and it's like, this is powerful shit. And then that very last shot, where he's like, yo, Adrian.
Are you talking about when I'm sorry, but are you talking about like when he's cause it's been a minute since I've seen that. When he's doing the reliving their date.
Well, that, but also when he's talking to Paulie in the meat shop, and he starts to break down in there as well.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It brought so much bottom and weight to the movie and to the story and to the character. And at the very last shot is him at the gravestone saying, Adrian, yo, Adrian, we did it.
Or we did it. Yeah.
And because the story has always been about Rocky and Adrian. Yeah. From the very beginning. That's where it began, and symbolically, that's where it ended. There was no need to have... I understand why they did, and I understand that he was nominated for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe, and he won the Golden Globe for his performance in Creed. I get it. He was brilliant in that movie. Sly's a good actor and doesn't get the credit he deserves, and he knows that character so well. He did a great job, and he was fine in Creed 2. But it's not like they needed him there. I mean, maybe they did to get Creed off, the ground, maybe. But what I mean in terms of the character is that he goes home to his son at the end of Creed 2. Well, but it's not like he was estranged from his son at the end of Rocky Balboa. I mean, him and his son made up by the end of that movie as well. So they made up. His son was there, ringside, watching him fight the guy. They made up. Any sort of, animosity they had with each other clearly ended with that amazing speech. It's not about how hard you, it's about how hard you get it and keep your, that amazing speech. It ended right there. So now home team was back together. They were fine. So now there's an opportunity to end the story where it began, with Rocky and Adrian. And you see him walk away. Man, it got me choked up the first time I watched it. Fuck, dude.
Oh, the whole
talk about movies
message of the movie is phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. And you want to talk about movies with lumps in your throat. Sly's walking away. The music's playing. There's the rose on top of the headstone. He looks back and he waves like this and he fades into the distance. And that's the end of the movie. And that should have been the end of the story. Period. And then, of course... Now we go on. And was it good? Yeah, it was. I mean, I got to admit, they did a really good job. And then they're able to milk the cow a little bit more. Okay, now instead of ending with Rocky and Adrian, it's going to end with Rocky and his son. And he goes home to his son and they make up again. For some reason, they're at odds now again, for whatever reason. And now he goes home to his son and they make up. They haven't seen each other in a long time, maybe since the death of Adrian. Who knows? I can't remember. And they're there.
Well, Adrian was already dead and then they were fractured in Rocky Balboa.
Right.
And then they got fractured again. Like, why? Like,
yeah, exactly. I don't know why. But so now then they make and now he goes home to his son. Okay. Leave it there. I don't need Sly again. His story is done.
Way done.
It's complete.
Way done.
It's complete. And Sly not being in this movie, whether it succeeds or fails, it is the right decision in terms of story. If you want Adonis Creed to stand on his own, you got to let Rocky go. His story is complete.
Yep. It's been done complete.
It's done. It was done in 2006 when Rocky Balboa came out. That's the genius of storytelling. That's when storytelling can be so powerful. When you have a fucking ending. When you're not afraid to end stories because you have an opportunity to affect, the audience emotionally and characters. And I get that not every story is going to be like this, but you take beloved characters. And listen, Talia Shire is known as saying that she didn't agree with the decision at first. She was a little miffed. She was a little angry. You're writing me out. I'm dead. Oh my God. When she saw the movie, it brought her to tears and she understood. Like she said, I get it. I get it. It was the right call. Like she's since come around and been like, oh yeah, like that's because it's about story. It's about character. It's about Rocky, the next stage of his life, living without his rock, his heart, his soul, Adrian. You know what I mean? It's about, that's what it's about. How can he move on? And he finds the strength within him again, with this. It's a great story, man. It's a great story. And Rocky telling that great speech to his son is not just Rocky telling it to his son. It's Rocky telling it to himself. It's, if you look at it from a certain point of view, yes, he's telling it to his son at face value for sure. But from a symbolic point of view, he needs to hear himself say that out loud too.
True.
Because he needs to remind himself of that again. Because, he's lost without Adrian in many respects. Not all aspects, but anyway, it's a great film. And it should have ended there, So do I think that it will succeed? I don't know, but I do think it's the right decision not to have him in it. His story's done. And if he was in, I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sakes, Anyway, that's how I feel about it. But I actually was glad that she wasn't. Oh, not glad, but after I saw the movie, I was like, oh my God, I was so moved emotionally. I was like, oh, that's the right thing to do, because you wouldn't have got that if she was in it.
No.
Anyway. Okay, a couple more minutes here, and then we got to skedaddle. What do we got?
I think you got a couple more super chats that came in.
I did, yes. Robert Thidoffs, $4.99. Thanks, buddy. Says, D&T, in your opinion in Lifetime, what actor had the best combination of TV and movies? I would say Michael J. Fox.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's a good one.
Many people forget he started off in TV.
Growing Pains.
Show me that smile again.
I think Michael J. Fox is a good one.
No, but Leo wasn't really. He didn't do like what Michael did. Michael did. He had a leading role in Family Ties and Spin City. Yeah. And then of course, obviously, what he did in movies. People forget Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks started off on television.
He did. Tom Hanks. Yep. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis started Moonlight.
Denzel started off on TV as well too. Saint
Elsewhere? Was it that?
Is it Saint Elsewhere?
I can't remember.
I don't know, but I know he was on TV. Yeah. Who else was on TV and did movies? There's a lot of great actors that have done that.
Yep, for sure.
Obviously, Jake Fox. Family Ties is such a Michael Alex. The thing about I would say of the two shows, his Alex P. Keaton is probably more iconic. It's an iconic character.
100%. For sure.
Just like Marty. Marty McFly.
Marty.
So yeah.
Hey Doc, what's going on? Marty, heavy. Why is everything so heavy in the future? Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull?
But yeah, I'll go, MJ Fox. I would definitely go with that. That's yeah. I'm trying to think of anybody else that like
George Clooney. Yep, George Clooney. That's right. Yeah, Jonathan Ball says Clooney. Yeah, he was on ER. He was also on a couple episodes of Roseanne.
No, he was on a few seasons. The early seasons. He was a reoccurring guest.
Oh, you're right. He was he dating Jackie?
Jackie, and he was also their boss at some shop that they worked at. Like not a shop, but like a plant or something.
Yeah.
His name was Booker. What's his name? Booker?
Yeah, something like that. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it is true for the time. You have to put it in the context of what I'm about to say here, because you got to think of the time. They were huge. Okay. We were too old for this, but the Olsen twins, they were popular on Full House, but they also did those movies that were
kid movies,
ginormous, huge. Like, again, most of us who were probably watching this were too old for that. But if you were like in that generation at that time and you were a kid, they were fucking huge.
Chris Baber says he was on The Facts of Life too. Hey, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have The Facts of Life. The Facts
Johnny
of Life.
Depp.
I fucking love
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, Johnny Depp too. Yep, Johnny Depp as well.
I actually did like that show, 21 Jump Street.
Mm-hmm. And then the movie chat more £2 says, do you think the Oscars was pointless this year? I didn't watch the Oscars, so I don't know. They're becoming more and more pointless as the years go on. That's for sure.
I have more fun watching. I have more fun watching my grass grow than watching the freaking Oscars.
There you go. The grass grow. And the Academy Award for Best Grass Growing goes to...
I didn't. You know what? I didn't even know they were on last night till this morning. I saw on my feed. I was like, wait, what? Like, I didn't even know. And then I'm seeing some people post some stuff about like the abysmal ratings that they had, which I'm not surprised.
No. I think part of that is because they're losing interest, but also I think it's because a lot of people didn't even know it was fucking on. That too. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's true. Where is it here?
Jim Carrey, Jeff Harris. That's another one he did in Living Color. And
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. You are correct. You are correct.
Woody, that's true. Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. That's right.
Thank God, that's right. He was on one of the biggest shows of all time, and then he went right into movies.
Good old Woody Harrelson. Yeah, that's right. Cheers. He was Woody on Cheers. Right? I think his name was.
He was Woody.
That's funny. Yeah, that's.
They probably just didn't feel confident that he could remember his name.
That's it. Yeah.
I would have loved it. It's just too bad that he died.
John Ritter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Three's
Company. I would have loved to have seen just if they had brought. I know that they were planning on bringing in a guy, regardless if Coach had lived or not. And I would have loved it if they still brought Woody in to be like a backup waitress to Carla, who Carla could just fucking pick on all the time. But then to see Woody and Coach just feed off of each other with that, that innocent and stupidity at times. Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm watching Cheers again right now. I'm on season 6.
You're watching, Cheers is great. I'm kind of.
I just went through Frasier last month, so now I'm watching.
Frasier's fucking great.
Frasier's fucking hilarious.
I love that episode of Frasier where it's either season 1 or 2 because his hair is long, and I can't remember what he says, but he takes a phone call, right, and it's like really it opens the show and it's really boring. And then after like a minute, Frasier says, I forget the person. He's like, okay, I want you to listen to me very carefully. In Sweden, there's a such and such, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, that can find the most minute something molecule or whatever he says. And then he says, what does he say? He says like, that something like they couldn't find the interest in that I have for your topic right now. So it was such a diss, and the way Kelsey Grammer just delivers it, the lines with such wit and charisma. It was so fucking funny, man. I fucking
not
love
only
it.
Kelsey, but I mean,
everybody's amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say David Hyde Pierce. I mean, you could not pick a better person to be Frasier's brother and younger brother, and just that sibling rivalry that they played off of each other. Let me tell you, I mean, well, you guys know, I mean, I'm not telling you to do a spin-off show and for it to be successful like Frasier, that is so fucking rare. Extremely rare. But they had all the right elements. You had, John Mahoney, who played their father, and oh my God, what was Ross? I forget her name in real life, and I can't remember Daphne's name in real life either. Mm-hmm. And even like the character actors that would appear, like Bulldog, the guy who came in occasionally played Bulldog, he was fucking good.
Yep.
And BB, his agent, was
fucking amazing.
She's fucking hilarious.
Amazing.
So you had the right people that came, basically, I don't know if they all came from Cheers, but I would say a good portion of them. And you had they just put everything together perfectly, because that just doesn't happen with a spin-off show, especially a spin-off show like Cheers.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Fucking All in the Family did that and it bombed. Archie,
100%.
he did try to do Archie's Place and that didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't what was that actress's name who played his daughter in All in the Family? Sally something. Didn't she do a spin-off show from All in the Family too? That didn't.
I don't know. I'm not as up on All in the Family. I mean, obviously I know All in the Family, but I'm not up on the broader.
But anyways, the point is that spin-off shows never work, and for Frasier to do what it did,
Frasier became one of the greatest television shows in TV history.
Yeah,
and it's a spin-off.
Yeah, and it's a spin-off. You can arguably say Cheers and Frasier are pretty much dead even as being two of the greatest ever.
100%.
And 100%. You can't say that with many spin-off shows.
No, you cannot. Movie Chat and More sends in $2 or £2. Says, Dave, the line is they may be right, not you. What do you mean? They may be. Oh, you mean the Dr. Loomis thing? Yes, I know that. I say you may be right because I'm talking to the individuals in the chat room, right? I can't say you know, I mean, if you say something to talk to you, I'm not going to say they may be right. I'm not going to refer to you as they, I'm going to refer to you as you. So that's why I say that. But you are right. The line is they because Dr. Loomis is referring to every kid in Haddonfield thinks this place is haunted. They may be right? He's talking about all the kids, right? Or what Sheriff Brackett is saying. But when somebody in the chat room says something, I will often say, you may be right, because I'm talking to an individual and not a group of people. So it's, that's why I say that. But yeah, no, you are correct. It is they. Danielle sends in $1 super chat. Thank you very much, Danielle. Really appreciate that very much. And Jacqueline McEwen says, yes, Sally Struthers did a Gloria spinoff.
Yeah, Frank, that's a good point. Maude was a good show, and the Jeffersons, Frank, that came from that. Well, I see the thing with Maude and the Jeffersons is I consider that because, yeah, they're spinoffs, but I also consider them like they're part of that TV universe. They're all like kind of connected with each other. I'm talking like someone mentioned like Gloria, and then
Jacqueline McEwen.
Carol O'Connor tried to do Archie's Place.
Yeah,
that was my whole point. Like the Jeffersons were part of all the family, obviously, and then they went and did their own thing. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's a spinoff, but see, the shows were on simultaneously. When I think of spinoff, I think of traditional spinoff, meaning like one show has ended and you're spinning off into something new. Maude came on like around season 2 or 3 of All in the Family, and the Jeffersons eventually went on their own about around season 4 of All in the Family. So like All in the Family was still going while those other 2 shows. So what I meant by the I'm talking like traditional spinoffs, when one like MASH tried to do a spinoff that freaking bombed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm talking like a traditional one show ends, you spin off into something else like Frasier. Cheers, Frasier.
Gotcha. Gotcha. The Conspiracy Trifecta, $1.99, thank you, says Better Call Saul is another great spinoff. Never seen it.
Never even seen that.
Never seen it.
I don't even know what it's about.
I think it's a Breaking Bad spinoff, and I've never seen Breaking Bad, so
never seen Breaking Bad.
What? You don't watch what's popular? No, I just never got around to watching. I don't watch a lot of television, to be honest, and even on Netflix and stuff. I usually watch
mostly old school stuff.
Same. I don't watch a lot of new stuff, and when I do, I'm usually like years behind. Years behind is usually the problem. All right, folks, listen.
Offended.
What the hell?
The wrong one.
We're offended?
By what? I hit the wrong one. Folks, that's going to do it for Tony and I here on episode 109 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Thanks to our great moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Shore, Darren Sands, and Chris Baber for doing what you guys do. Thank you to all the Super Chat questions that came in today. A couple of the non-Super Chat questions, of course. Remember, if I didn't get to your questions, nothing personal. It's never personal. The chat room flies by, and there's, when I see new people, I like to give new people some options in there as well. But I appreciate you being here. You guys are amazing. You know you're amazing. We love you guys. And of course, Tony and I will be back. We'll be back next Monday at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 110 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Tony, any last things you want to say?
No, good show. Happy 40th anniversary to Friday. As I just jumped that, let me say that one more time. Happy 40th anniversary to Friday the 13th, Part 2. The cast and crew who made that phenomenal sequel to a great, great original, and obviously happy 40th to adult Jason. Got to clarify that.
Happy 40th to adult Jason. Adult Jason.
This was, these are fun to come back to, even though I know we've already done it. Like when you're talking about a special anniversary, it's always fun to come back and rewatch.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly. It's always fun. Folks, you're amazing. You know you are, each and every one of you in the chat room.
Next week, I convinced Dave we're going to watch The Nun.
No, next week we are watching Lonesome Dove, all 6 hours of it. And have a great rest of your night. Alrighty, folks. Cheers.